Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one more time this weekend here at the IPL, the Illuvium Pro League. We are at weekend number 2. Today is semifinals. Tomorrow is the grand finals for $150,000 here in the IPL. I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts, Salen and Caveman. How's it going, guys?
Doing extremely well. This is the weekend we've been waiting for. There we go. We finally have grand finals weekend. I'm looking forward to this.
We're down to the top competitors today and tomorrow, and I just want to see some fighting. I want to see some people clawing to get into these top positions today, and then really just see what comps come out of this. Are we going to see some crazy new comps that have been developed over the last week, or is it just going to be the rogues that we saw that seemed pretty dominant in the last weekend? And I'm really curious. It's going to be a super fun day today.
Yes, sir. We're just a few minutes out until the players actually go into game number 1. But before we do that, we're going to have a quick look at the prize money, at the format, so you guys at home know exactly what's going to happen today in the semifinals right here. And yeah, let's check it out right here. So World Finals, $150,000 on the line. It always feels weird saying this because it's such a huge prize money to me and also to these contestants, I'm sure. First place gets $50,000, second place $20,000, all the way down to top 16 right now today that are still in the mix get at least $1,500 each, which is huge. So all of these players, no matter what happens, I think they are gonna be happy. Well, I say that a bit too quick. If you're having a bad game, you're definitely not gonna be happy right away. But in the end, it's gonna be nice once that prize money rolls in for all of these top 16 players. We have here the format explainer, so it looks a little bit confusing, but let me take you through it. So basically you see in green the games that we played today. On the bottom left, 2 games and then another 2 games. Only 4 games today. Tomorrow the story is going to look very much different. So now we're starting with 16 players. We're playing 2 games, and then the top 4 by score out of all these 3 days that we have played in the World Finals so far are gonna straight qualify for the grand finals. The bottom 4 are gonna be eliminated after 2 games. And then we have the middle 8 players left. And those 8 players in the middle are gonna play another 2 games, after which the top 4 again qualify for the grand finals. And that's gonna be our top 8 in the grand finals for tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a 20 points checkmate format, which means our players have to reach 20 points. And then they need another victory to win the tournament, to win the World Finals here at the IPL. With a maximum of 8 games, so it cannot go indefinitely.
And of course, with all of these players, everything they've been working on over the last 2 weeks as well, these points are still continuing, at least for the first part of the action here today. We have a bunch of players that went up to a fantastic start. Some people just barely clawing in. I'm sure we'll take a look at some of that. And I'm excited to see how some of the players, especially near the bottom of the list, fight their way back in this.
100%. Gonna see how it goes. Yeah, and we're also gonna have a lot of other stuff. Well, we're gonna have interviews after every 2 games. So once we knock out 4 players and 4 players qualify for tomorrow, we're gonna try to interview some of them. And then after the next 2 games, we're gonna do the same thing again. So we're gonna get a little bit of an input. We also have some player profiles that we can look at in the next break, because I think players go into the games very soon. And then we're also bringing back trivia. So it's just going to be for a few discs, but just as a little fun thing to do with you, chat. We're going to do trivia between the games. All right, let me bring up quickly the scores, which is a big scoreboard, but we'll find out very soon. I color-coded it a little bit. So first we have the players by rank as they are right now in score. Then we have their IPL points and IPL rank. Just, I thought it would be nice to see how people have over and underperformed compared to their season performance. Then we have in yellow, day number 1, all 6 games. Then we have in blue, day number 2, all 6 games. And then we have in green, the current scores.
Yeah, especially the scores that are in the green that we're going to be taking a look at, because, of course, this is what they've been working on over the last weekend. As we could see right off the rip here, Slick's in control of this field. 80 points, sitting in a very, very good spot. Granted, Fancy Pants, who's a little bit of a surprising rise to results here, in a great spot. Fox Spirit short to follow as well. But also a couple of, or if you're just kind of tuning into the IPL for the grand finals here, like, oh, where's Simon Fishy, for example? Where were they leading this thing? Where's Furies, for example? They were all unfortunately knocked out ahead of time. Everybody just performing to their maximum. And we have here, of course, our top 16.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting to see. These bottom 4 have to do some huge climbing from like that around that 64 point. I mean, they got 2 games to make a gap of already 16 points, and you can only make 16 points in a game. So they're banking on like Slicks. You know, he's pretty much already guaranteed through at least this first part. And then, then you're going to be fighting hopefully to get into those, early 70s, mid 70s to really secure a position into this. It will be pretty crazy.
Shout out to the chat. Wolverine is here. We got Borg, 777. We got Drudo. Welcome, everybody. Let us know who you're rooting for. And now we have to make one of the most difficult decisions. Which lobby are we going to watch? We see it on the very right.
Yes.
We see already the seeding 1 and 2, group 1 and 2. It's a tough one. Maybe we just do 1 and then 2.
Might not be a bad way to kind of get started, unless all of a sudden some sort of crazy storyline happens and we have to make a switch here. Yeah, of course, with this being seeded by Snake Draft, it's not like one is a death lobby over the other. There is one thing, though. Of course, my pick to win this entire thing is Sota. But every single time we've watched his game over this finals weekend, last weekend, and going into here now, they might have had a rough one. So maybe we go with lobby 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're very well balanced, so it's not going to matter too much. And we're going to try to give all 16 players screen time. So we're just going to do lobby 1 and then lobby 2. Makes the most sense. I think the players have already loaded in. And we might be able to join very soon. I'm excited. Semifinals. It has been a long time coming. Tomorrow is going to be the big day. And shout out to Web3 Gaming TV here in the chat. Check out his YouTube channel. And he has been just short of making it to the top 16. I think he was top 18 or something like that.
Very good run.
Yeah, really good run. And definitely a little bit harder for him than for other players because he has a Australian time zone, which is a bit rougher to do.
This entire season they've been playing with that sleep-deprived debuff, trying to make sure that they can stay in this game, and yet they've still been able to perform incredibly. I can only imagine will happen, same going into this next season. But with the scores we're currently seeing, there were so many players, I think from like 9th lower, everybody was within like 4 points of each other. So we are going to have an absolute scrappy time here in this semifinal. And here in Lobby 1, we got Abyssal Basin right off the rip.
Yes, sir. Which one it is? Let's check it out. Your Basin Corruption refines your focus. Gain a random composite imprint. Tailor it to your current composites at the start of round 11. And again at the start of round 25. One of our favorites, I believe, because there is just crazy team compositions coming out of this one.
Absolutely. You can really start to maximize on some of these classes that we don't normally get the opportunity to truly see. And thankfully, at least, you can kind of like pivot and tailor the crates to whichever team you're specifically going for. However, if your team going into round 11 is a bit of a mix and match, you could absolutely wreck yourself if all of a sudden it gives you a trait box for something that you're not planning on actually going for. So it is something that these players are going to have to keep in mind going into these mid-game rounds.
Yeah, a good example, for example, would be you're playing rogues. You have a Quinks on the boards to get dust in the early game with your Rebel. And suddenly level 11 gives you Enchanter, which is just really bad, because now you need to either get a Kukulus to activate it or stage 3 Gasotep, and it just doesn't fit your rogue. So you gotta be ready, gotta be prepared, and optimize your chances of getting what you want to have by having the right units on the board. And yeah, we'll see if these players can do it. Quickly going over the weapons here.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Yeah, we got Sibrochison on Quake Mauler Rogues. Then we have another Rogue from Not Complain with the Vinebound Cleaver. Double Aqua Blaster from Luis and Thanatos. Another Quake Mauler and another Vinebound Cleaver here from Slicks and I'm Happy. Oh my god. We got Ripple Flail and Gale Wind Bow from Detective Align and coming out from Moo here. That is crazy. We got 4 Rogue weapons.
It seems like the Rogue, compositions are really valuable right now. Everyone's going for it, even though it's competitive. I mean, we did miss that round, so we don't know if like everyone just clicked it, like insta picked it. But this is going to be crazy to see how this plays out. I mean, and some of these guys really needed it. I think this is it's a perfect split that the top 4 all went rogues and the other 4 are on the chose different weapons. That is crazy to see. Thanatos is the bottom of the ranked the IPL leaderboard right now, so he really needs a win right here. But he is going to be competing with Luix, so can he find a way to beat that? That's going to be interesting to see. Detective Outline is the next one. He seems to have a free reign to go for like an Aegis or something, which could be beneficial. And then Oaks Miller in a great position just as a fighter. This will be cool to see who pulls away here.
And normally in this instance, if I see so many people going rogues, I start to cringe up a little bit and start to worry for them, because rogues for the most part, especially if the patch away it's at right now, being able to just have such high tempo and get those rogues so quickly can give you at least an early lead and then eventually fall off. And if you're contested at all, even if 2 people are going rogues, usually you absolutely fall off. There is one exception though, Abyssal Basin. If you can find a Revenant chip, you can have multiple rogue teams make the top 3 easy. Because just if you do manage to land Revenants, the 4 Revenants in particular, God forbid you add Vanguard on top of that, you have yourself a hyper carry Penguin, you can absolutely top the charts.
Oh, so are you predicting a top 4, all 4 rogues? That would be busted.
I think we're going to see 2 or 3 in there. Yeah.
Okay. That's a cool projection. I wonder if it'll come through.
That's a really cool point. What I also wanted to point out is that we definitely have some tactical decisions going into this as well, because, for example, Slicks right now is sitting at the very top with a lot of point advantage. I don't think he can go last place 2 times in a row. He might even drop out of the top 8 if that happens. And out of the top 4 and not be able to qualify right away. But definitely he could be sacrificing one of his games right here to maybe contest someone that he wants to push out of the tournament.
Ooh, that could be
Potentially.
very interesting. Yeah, I really wish we could have seen the weapon selection. That would have been interesting.
Yeah. We're gonna try to get it for the next one. And
But what if like all top 4 players just try to contest each other? That would be
yeah,
really
because
interesting thing.
I tried to analyze it a little bit because Unhappy is, I think, in the top 4 as well. So so we have 2 top players going up against each other here, by the way. And then the other ones with the rogue weapon, Not Complain and Zebrochison, they are both in the middle field. So I'm not sure if Slicks and Unhappy were contesting each other, trying to kick each other out, but it seems more likely to me that they were targeting the middle players and trying to get those out. And yeah, definitely if you see someone that is an extremely good player, every time you get up against them in a ranked mode, you're gonna have a hard time. But right now they're sitting on the bottom bubble to get knocked out. I would target them right away.
And here we go. That's exactly what I was looking for. One player I thought that is in a fantastic spot is Ola's Detective Alané. The only one that has the Borg weapon, and it has the lineup here. Now that Archos is now evolved, has the opportunity to bring on some sort of Aegis build. Specifically here with that Ripple Flail, you're probably thinking of some sort of Toxic, and that honestly is not really going to be contested by basically anybody else except maybe Moo if it's a direct, like, full fighter comp.
Yeah, I just want to point out Zebroshin already rolled down. He went early to get Vanguard, already has a stabbing, because it is round 11. We're about to get our composite chips, so that was key. I think that was actually a major move. No one else really did that roll down. And Detective having the Arcos, that's giving him 2 Aegis. So the OX... Sorry, my names are mixed up. Detective Outline, with his Aegis and Zebroshin, I think they're going to be in a really good position to get that composite chip because they have those already locked in, whereas I don't think many other people do, if anyone.
It's a little bit scrappy, a little bit messy for everybody else. We'll see here in just a moment's time. But especially here with all these rogues, if Detective Alané can somehow find the combo to get to 4 Aegis where you're starting to feed your carrier health as well, that could be all the firepower you need and the sustain to keep you away from all of these rogues. We'll have to see in just a moment's time, where do these chips lie? Did anybody kind of get burned a little bit, or is everybody going to be flying high?
Yeah, they're coming out in a second. We got Dusty on Zebrochson. I like that you called it out, that he did everything right to secure a good chip. But then in the end, well, Dust is not too bad, but definitely Revenant and Vanguard would be better. It's a little bit unlucky there. And shout out
set going up against another rogue, just constantly blinding.
I was just about to say it might actually be a good counter play to rogues.
Yeah, because 4 Dust is online, so you get that extra bonus as well with the threshold of 4. I wanted to quickly shout out Beinholtz here in chat, who reminds everyone to not forget to like and follow the stream, everyone. Let us know if you like the show, and feel free to spam the chat. Who you think is gonna win in this lobby right here? I think...
I mean, the show had a fantastic run in the grand finals too, don't get me wrong. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, of course, like the stream.
Detective did get his Aegis imprint. That is already 3 Aegis online with a Riptorus. That's going to be disgusting. Thanatos got a Harbinger chip, easily going to get our Rake. Already got a dash on the board. You know you're going to be seeing a Rake and hopefully an Umber out of Thanatos build there.
Yep, 3 Harbinger already, now fishing for the big Mammoth. We have just met round number 13, and not all players have rolled down. We have Luis here sitting in 4th position currently with 81 credits, which is crazy to me. And I want to watch him a little bit and see what he does with that.
I mean, I might kind of understand why, though, because... Of course, you have that Aqua Blaster, you're constantly thinking about Steam Harbinger. However, it looks like Not Complain, even though they're going for the rogue side of things, normally you don't see Rake or Umber become a part of a traditional rogue build, but they have actually picked up a Rake already. So it is going to be contested by not just the 2 players running Aqua Blasters, but by traditional rogue players here as well. You can, in theory, just make an all-water pivot or a Invoker-based pivot off of this. You still have options as long as you don't blow everything, which we are seeing Luis go for. They are committing. They have the Steam option now.
Look at that. Everyone is broke now. We have 2 players that are above 10. With Moo and Luis both sitting at 2 income. The rest is broke. Everyone pushed for value on the board. We're going to see if it works out. Luis is going to try to take on Brochuson, and they're both looking pretty strong. We got 8 water versus 4 dust. Can 4 dust do it? I think it looks like it. Rogue's so strong in the mid game. So much damage, and it will be enough here. Another big hit to Luis, down at 44 HP right now.
Yeah, the poor little Riptorus ended up getting swarmed there by multiple rogues. Could not get the room to breathe, even though it was a Harbinger as well. Had that chip on it. Plenty of damage, but could not just survive the overwhelming swarm.
Oh. Yeah, and he's competing with Thanatos. Like, they're both battling it out. And with some of these rogue players holding rakes and dashes, that's going to make it really tough. These 2 water guys are going to struggle against these full rogue comps. I have to say, I think Detective Adeline is in the best position in the lobby, in my opinion, right off the back here.
100%. Like, it's annoying for Detective Adeline here that there's 2 other people going for your Riptoruses, but there's an easy move here. You just pivot to leveling up. You just look for your phosphorus later on, get to level 9, and just kind of skip the Scorpion. Eventually, you can pick it up probably naturally. You don't even have to roll for it. Or while you're rolling for phosphorus, you just end up finding Riptorus anyway. So it can potentially work out. They're not going to be like a for sure thing. They are having a little bit of a harder time here versus Thanatos. It is relatively close, but I think, in theory, this is a pretty even fight here. Ranger onto the Alpha. He's going to take it down. It is going to be all up to this Harbinger Ranger to get through 2. We know it's got the burst damage, and taking out the Ranger first is huge. One more shot onto this Twine is going to be just enough here. So Detective Alan going to take the hit. Thanatos' Ranger coming in clutch.
I cursed him. I'm sorry. Well, you know what I also want to look at is the top of the lobby. Rocking 4 Templar already. That's
Nice.
a pretty absurd thing, but Templar into rogues? Does this ever work? Have we seen that? I feel like we've seen that go several times where Oaksman just loses to that. And here he's going against Slicks. Can he hold with 4 Templar?
Especially versus those rogues, it's going to be tough because we have 4 Revenant on the enemy team, with the stage 2 already rocking that Revenant chip, fully augmentized, looking really strong. Also, those AoE units have a perfect position in the middle of everything. Ramfi is going to do a lot more damage than it should be as tier 5 stage 1 unit, but it seems like the consistent damage with the dodge and everything from the Templar plus stacking up resistances is gonna dominate Slicks right here. Big win for Moo.
Well, and also the Ramfi got trapped for literally the first 10 seconds there. If you want to check that, you'll see it. Oh, did you just... Is that what you were going to point out there?
Well, we got 2 interesting things. The first thing I want to say is I love this Templar build. The last time we saw 4 Templar in play, it was in a nature-based sustain kind of composition, which made things like it did work out very, very nicely, but going up against rogues would probably be problematic. But this is all air with dust. So you can actually, just make rogue's life an absolute living hell. I don't think anybody's got the old Fate Sealer for some extra clumsy or any sort of debuff to really stop these airs from constantly dodging. And then I know what you're talking about. Is it involve Ola as Detective Alan?
Yeah, getting the Blotto for Aegis online. That's
Beautiful.
Busted. That has got to do some significant power increases there. But going back on to Oaksmill, you were pointing out stuff. I'm curious why he's going for Tempest right now. Instead, he has a greater Apon he could toss in, and he'd be able to get 3 dust on it too. I guess he's trying to keep 6 air. That's probably more valuable. He might throw that in at level 8, and then that will give him 3 dust. But he also has already got 3 Matus, or he's got a Matu in. Oh, there goes the Apon. Oh, he did slam level 8. He's going to rebond. There's the 3 dust for Oaksma. Going as unhappy, which is looking disgusting.
I just realized we have not complained on 23 health, so we should definitely go to the bottom of the lobby.
Oh, yeah.
That went fast. He's going up versus Thanatos right here.
We've got ourselves a Rogue Revenant composition, but it's not onto a Penguin. It's actually onto a Rake. because all of these rogue units are just so contested. You have to find maybe a little bit of a different carry in this scenario instead of going strictly for Penguin. But I mean, they take care of this off nice and quick. The ramp fight has not gotten a chance to cast just yet. It finally will, but it's going to be an air ball, but it really doesn't matter. Look at this. The swarm is coming on through against Thanatos. Your ranger might have a beautiful snipe, but you can't snipe through 6 units at once. This does not have piercing, so it is going to be a big shot here for Thanatos, and we have our first player within kill shot now, Luis from Guild, with 13 HP left.
But he needs to do some growth here. He is sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard.
Somebody had to get bit when everyone's going for water, and there's so many rogues on board that are going to be taking the same units. So just trying to rush a number, got completely wrecked here, and this is the tankiest rake I think I've ever seen. Is that Harbinger Bulwark Rake?
With the restoring impact reactor. Get more resistances. But is it enough damage to go through this 4 Revenant comp here?
If it was 4 Harbinger...
juicy.
If it was 4 Harbinger versus 4 Revenant, I think the Harbinger would definitely be in favor. But just 3 Harbinger might not be enough. And we'll see how long it takes to get through this wink here. Definitely a wild tank 1 ability. The ramp fight might be in a perfect position here, going up into the air, and it's surely gonna do a lot of damage. Goodbye. That is Red Side's team obliterated, and that's gonna be Luis taking a big hit. But the rake cleans up the whole team, time and time again. Sleeping on the rake with 13,000 damage. 3 Harbingers seems to be enough.
When will we learn? When will we learn to stop doubting the rake?
I just didn't see it.
And the thing is, Luke's pushed. He slammed level 9 and threw in a Caribou just so he could get 8 water. I saw that last night and I was like, oh, what's that for? And it also gave him 5 bulwarks. So that was just actually a pretty significant power increase. And he needed to do it or he would have lost. And that showed perfectly that he's not ready to die. He had one last move there, and now he's on 1 HP or 1 MP. So he has nothing. Everybody is broke. Oh my gosh, only Oxma with a little bit of 1 interest point there.
Only 1 in the double digits, but this could be now curtains here for Not Complain. Detective Alanay, they found the Rip Lance in this turn. They also found Forest, so they found their carries. As long as this Scorpion, this clumsy little Scorpion, can actually get into the fight, it's actually going to take the long way around here and just get rid of the CC coming out here from this Winx. Now it can actually get into the fight, but of course that Blotto is so damn tanky as well. It basically held everybody in place beautifully, and the Rip Lance and the rest of the squad, even Forest getting in there, is through all of these untargetables. It does not matter because nobody's health bar is really getting low. Ramp fight with 1 final attempt here for Luix. It's not going to be enough. We lose 2, in fact. We lost Luix. We lost Not Complain.
2
no
out,
one
and
has
Thanatos...
any money to go scoop those up either.
Yep. Thanatos still holding on, by the way. Thanatos, our current last position player. He needs 2 very good finishes if he wants to get out of the semifinals, and he's looking okay. 7 health, but he got the Mammoth, which is very huge. The other players needed that, so 4 Harbinger versus 4 Aegis. That's gonna be an interesting battle here.
It's really gonna rely though on these Harbingers just hanging on, not getting bursted down, so they could truly capitalize on the buff. Make sure that Rake, for example, does not end up getting bursted. Rip Lance is kind of stuck, but now it's going to be turning and burning right onto the Rake. It doesn't get an Omega off, actually, which is going to give some breathing room here to that Rake. Rip Lance right onto the Mammoth, but now, of course, as Mammoth is fully evolved, it can start shunting things like it's nobody's business. That last one I don't think came out, though. The Swarm is coming once again. The Rip Lance targets that Rake, helps take it down. It's just down to the Sinolf. It's down to the Ranger. Detective Alanay with the second elimination, I think, in 2 rounds here. Going to end up taking down the green side, knocking them out of here.
Sabrosian barely pulling through, knocking Slicks down to 1 hit also. Everybody is fighting, clawing for this last couple spots, getting into the top 4.
Now some rakes are on the board, but again, nobody has the actual credits to go chase them. And Sabrosian and Slicks both at the bottom here, both with rogue compositions featuring these rakes. They would love to be able to actually finish off this penguin, finish off a rake, finish off one of your carries. You're stuck in the middle stage evolution. Your team is not performing at full throttle.
So guys, what do you think? Is the water weapon underperforming so hard because it's so tough if you contest it even by just one player, or is it because the other team counters them too hard, or the rest of the players?
I just think there's 4 rakes out there.
Yeah,
that's tough. Like you just can't get your Umber if you can't get your win condition. That's it's just a lot more risk, I think, taking that approach.
Now, of course, I'm not a top level player by any means, but I would argue that Aqua Blaster is the best weapon in the game. But you need to make sure that you do one of 2 things. Either you lock down that Umber, or you have to pivot and go for something Scion based if you see that you're contested. And everybody just focused on the Rogue. Everybody focused on the Rake. And it really hurt them. Just like Slicks here could be in trouble if they end up falling in this one.
Let's see how it goes. We got the 3 Dust versus the 2 Dust, but the 4 Revenant versus the 4 Templar, that's more important. And the Blaze Knight is untouched. Ram Fight goes up into the air, does so much damage over here. But is it gonna be enough? The Templars constantly stacking up resistances. And very soon, after a few seconds, they're already so tanky that the Rogues cannot deal with them. That's gonna be enough. Slicks out in 5th.
Oh my.
Broachson in 4th and Unhappy in 3rd. We are up to the top 2. Detective Align versus Moo.
And Detective just got a gnarl too. Right after Unhappy died there, he just immediately dumped, got it nicely secured.
Wow.
Mo can push for a Mammut, which will be good for him. Slowly, he's got plenty. He's got a couple more hits, so he's in a good position.
I mean, having this extra Enchanter buff as well coming out here from the side of Moo is pretty impressive. I'm seeing the damage, healing, and extra support added along with it, but it helps when taking down little targets with low health pools. This is the exact opposite. We've got Aegis, this entire buffed up Ripley. It's got the Forest that's also loaded up on augments as well, looking to just juice up their attack speed and go absolutely bonkers. There goes the Kookaloo's, there goes the Jodkol as well. In this green squad, this squad here from Ola, Detective Alanay, this is absolutely brutal. The health bars might be too big, you might be tanky, but they're tankier, and they've got the damage to back this up. Doesn't matter if you're going up against the tanks, the followers, the Riplants, you shall be eaten down. Moo, thankfully, they have a lot of health still left here, because they need to go to the drawing board extremely quickly.
And guess what? It's round 25 here. If he doesn't kill him, he's going to get another Aegis chip, and then he's gonna get 5 Aegis, and that thing is going to be immortal. If he puts that on like the Gnarl, imagine how much health that's gonna give him. 300. It's just, that is going to be really, really tough. How much does it give? 12% of their max health, so another, 3,500 or 350 HP. Probably close to 4,500 HP for that Ryplants.
It'd be more than a legendary augment.
We see a little upgrade here from the side of Moo. We got the Jotun on the board. Is that gonna be enough to make a difference? It has the Templar, it's stacking up damage. It goes up versus all the core units of the green side, and it's holding itself pretty good. Takes down, or tries to take down the Forest, will do so in the end. Next up is the Ranger. And this Jotun seems to take no damage, but here comes the Ryplants. One sting, that's gonna be enough. And that will be another victory here for Detective LNA. Great first game for them here. Are they going to be able to finish off Moo? They need at least one more match after this one. And it got a lot closer here. Definitely a lot less units left alive for Detective. And the Ranger is trying its best to win this 2-1. It's just not going to be enough.
Yeah. And here comes another Aegis chip. Oh no. Oh no.
This
another
point
Templar chip, maybe. There it is, on the Goliath.
This point it's going to be hard to position everyone around Ryplant so that it gets 5 times the Aegis buff, but yeah, we're trying right here. It's on the Goliath now.
What did Moo get? Was it another Templar chip?
We haven't seen yet. He hasn't played it. He needs to put it on the board. Oh, Mystic. You got a Mystic chip.
Okay.
That's
I was
nice.
gonna say, maybe if you manage to find another dust chip or something to just help with the blinding. But getting Mystic as well is actually gonna make this team extremely tanky now, alongside all of these dodges, because I still don't think there's anybody on the side of Detective Alané that can cause clumsy or hits through the air. But right now, this Rip Lance and the rest of Detective Alané's squad is looking extremely good. This Jotun coming on through, though, was just recently evolved and is holding the line quite nicely here versus this Forest. But the Rip Lance has taken basically everything else down in the meantime. It needs to somehow get focused, but the Goliaths, the Ranger, they're doing such a fantastic job of just keeping the Jotun away from this Rip Lance as it is tearing on through. But look at Jotun is still extremely healthy. The Mystic procs are going to come on through. Additional damage, additional tankiness, and it's actually a rather even fight. And this Jotun can actually sustain it. It has backup as well. They turn it around. Detective Alané, is that enough to get knocked out? No, we've got at least one more.
Oh my. Mystic made all the difference.
He got so tanky. Well, once he got to the half health, it was also super key that the his Omega, where he casts, he does pure damage based on missing health and stuff. So he actually got a huge amount of healing back, which saved him. And I think after that Mystic proc, it stays permanent after it goes below that 50%. If I'm not, I'm not sure. Go ahead.
I think
I wanted to call out Moo to make a mistake here, but now I'm not sure anymore because I was surprised that the Mystic chip went onto the Jotun because it doesn't give you anything else than 200 max health, right? The Mystic buff would apply to it even if it doesn't hold. It seems a little bit like a wasted augment on the Jotun. Or if both Mystics die, then the effect dies with it as well.
Yeah, maybe like a
There
siphon.
may have just not been another augment to place there. And now that we've gone through an NPC round, maybe that changes as we're starting to see level 10 slammed.
Level 10 for Detective Align. Level 9 for Moo. That might make the difference again if they have like some good unit to bring in. I'm not sure what came in.
He put in a Lynx. The pure damage from the Lynx. That baby Lynx could do crazy damage.
Late game Lynx. Oh, I love it.
But if that actually, we gotta watch damage charts. If that Lynx ends up doing like 6k damage or something busted, that'll be just really, that's like an MVP play for sure.
That is so cool. Let's see how it goes. It's all down to the Jotun again. I think we see another upgrade here with the Gazotep. So that is huge as well. The Matu tanking forever here versus 6 of the core units. Rangers jumping around, distracting the Bloto, which is pretty good for them now because the Jotun might be able to focus the Rip Lance before the Bloto, as it didn't have the chance to do so last time. The corner composition looks pretty good as well. Blaze Knight is going to stay alive. Jotun is going to tank the front line.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Rip Lance has the damage. We're going to see one more sting right here, but it's stunned. It's focused. The Cuculus does its job. And we didn't think this would happen, but Moo takes down Detective Align in a huge comeback here and takes game number 1 in the semifinals of the World Finals.
Let's go.
Wow.
That was absolutely beautiful. I love the reliance on air units to help you get through those initial onslaught of rogues. But even going up against the Aegis, going up against the Rip Lance, it was so useful there. Because, of course, those are still fighters. And there was nothing, I think, that Detective Alané had to go through that air buff and try to actually hit these targets that are just constantly dodging.
Yeah, and I was checking the links. Its damage was insignificant. It was like 800 damage. It also just got really unlucky. The Revo jumped on it immediately. The Ranger jumped to it and popped it, and then it got hit by the Tornado twice. And so it just got sniped. I think maybe a different positioning that could have been good. It was also just walking around too much. The other interesting thing to look at is, where was it? The augments. Detective Allen got the threefold power, which is good. I think that then he just kind of wanted to stick with the rye plants instead of pushing for a phosphorus. Going even level 10 to get that Lynx in, I think if he just rolled for the phosphorus, that would have been potentially a better play, and he probably would have had enough credits. I think level 10's 60, right? So he should have had enough to go for a phosphorus.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That Lynx didn't make the difference. It would have been cool if it would have, but I think this is a trap that many players, even really good players like the pros here fall into, where sometimes you take the guaranteed value of level up over the chance of finding a stage 3 and probably a higher win condition in that. So it's also a risk reward type of calculation. Maybe Detective L-Line thought they just needed a little bit more power, which they would have been guaranteed by going level 10. And didn't need a big power spike with like a phosphorus or something like that to win. I was surprised too that it seemed like just the Mystic chip turned everything around, giving everyone a little bit more sustain and more damage. That seemed to make the difference.
And also he pushed level 9 and got the Adorito. I think that was significant. That was so much heals, because they didn't have the Adorito before that, I don't think. And so on that same round, he got the Mystic Chip, he also got the Adorito, and that was just so much to help sustain and keep his units alive.
We can take another look at the replay, but
could not get taken down. And there's one thing also that I wanted to know here, if this was the one from the last fight. Blotto, this thing is probably the slowest alluvial in terms of movement speed in the entire game. Look where it goes right off the rip and how long it actually takes it to get into the bunker. Riplance was forced to tank and blow their phase breaker because the Blotto was literally in Narnia. It was in the other side of the arena. Look at this. It's trying to deal with the Ranger while Riplance is essentially forced to tank that entire corner. Yeah, by the time it gets into the fight, the untargetable is already popped, and it's just so heartbreaking because the Blotto as well, it lived for such a long time, even when it did eventually get focused. Had it been there at the same time as Riplance, this could have been a different game.
Yeah, something that we say a lot, right? If your main tank is the last unit alive, that's a perfect indicator that something went wrong with positioning. Your right plant shouldn't die before the Blotto. Otherwise, why is the Blotto even in there? And yeah, really tricky with that Ranger coming out. The Galewind Bow Ranger just jumping around, getting untargetable all the time. I think that was a big key of this composition. I don't think with the other air fighter weapon, this would have looked the same.
100%. And how many times over the last couple of weeks have we seen the Galewind Bow and thought, that's not their late game weapon. They're probably switching it. Like, they don't usually pick this. We were proven wrong today, and I love it.
And it countered the rogues really nicely. We didn't see the rogues pulling the top 2. Well, there we go. That was an example.
Before we go over the updated scores, I wanted to check out some player profiles. I thought it would be funny to check out some of the old player profiles. So I think this is from the very beginning of the IPL, for example. We have an old Slicks profile. And just to reminisce a little bit, look back at stuff and maybe see some things that have changed. And then those players who didn't have an old one, we created a new one. So yeah, Slicks 37 from Sweden. How long in Illuvium? Since 1 year. His favorite Illuvium, Jotun, Forus, and Umber. Definitely still meta, those picks. And then we have Dota Underlords and TFT as their esports experience. Their mindset for those tournaments, or in general, more a life mindset, it feels like doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. I think that's just a beautiful line. Really well said. I like it. Yeah. Okay, wait, whoa. Easy there. Let's go to another profile. You guys can take that, and I'm going to check out the scores.
Sure. Sounds good.
By the way, sorry, those are in... order of current placement, like going into day 3.
IPL placements? Okay.
World Finals placements.
Nice. Well, we got Fancy Pants from Atlas here, 23. So Eastern Europe. He played a lot of Dota 2, PUBG. It seems like he does like competitive games, and he's got Dota Auto Chess, so lots of experience playing this, and it's clearly showing as he worked into second position in this global leaderboard. So really, really well done there. His favorite thing in Illuvium is the IPL tournament. He just loves the competition. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. What I was saying there. He loves that the regions add a variety of gameplay. That is a really, really cool thing. I'm really surprised that we didn't get Brightland Steps back in with some different kind of feature, but still cool to see. There's so many options and does change the gameplay every time. Love the variety. And then how did you prep for the World Finals? He played a huge number of scrims against very strong opponents. I can only imagine him and Fox Spirit were grinding it out together quite a bit, along with anyone else from Atlas that was really, really doing well in this tournament.
That is one thing I noticed over this last week. I figured like, oh, this would be the perfect opportunity for some top level players to maybe like stream some scrims or like get some popularity on themselves for being in the finals. But no, everybody stayed offline. I was looking all week for somebody. Nobody was streaming at all. Those scrims, very held close to the cards, close to the chest. They were really trying to make sure that their practice was, one, gets the best possible opponents, and two, keep it in-house.
Well, we are going in. We're around 2. I'm going to try and sneak in and see the weapons before they get pulled.
Yes, sir. We're just going to have a quick look at the leaderboard. So we have on... Basically, what we're looking at is here the bottom middle. Those are the players who kind of need to prove themselves right here to not get knocked out. And the bottom 4 get knocked out. So currently, we got the 2 Ola players, Maru and Thanatos at the bottom. And then we have maybe Moo, Slooper, Soto, Lewis, also a little bit in a dangerous position.
Right, so we lose the top 4 after this, you said, right? Or the bottom 4?
The bottom 4 get knocked out. The top 4 make it after this game already. So if I sort by this right here, yeah, we got now Detective Airline and Slooper looking pretty good after second place, but yeah, those 3 here are in great danger, and we're gonna go to lobby number 2. So Sota and Guzera, they both need a good placement, and Slooper as well. He's not safe yet. And then Selfless is looking a little bit on the safer side if he doesn't go last or something like that.
I was gonna say 3 people, 4 people potentially, all fighting for the transfer spot to get out of the top 4, including my pick to win the entire tournament. Soda does not look like they had a good first game of the day. Is at a 7th place, I think I see. So they need something. They need to jump back now. It's a group of 5, maybe 6 players all fighting for that spot.
Yeah, Sota's had a 7th place. That's heartbreaking for him. He's not out yet. We are connecting round number 4. Caveman, how are we looking weapon-wise? Did you see something? Did you?
I didn't. I didn't. It wasn't showing for me. I didn't get in early enough. But we don't see a massive rogue competition this time. I'm sure you'll kind of go through them when it shows up on your side. But Soda did get his rogue weapon. We know Soda loves rogues, and he's only got 1 other competitor there, so he's probably feeling a lot better this game. Should be hopeful for a good placement this time. But there's a lot of Scion weapons, and I think there's going to be a big amount of competition for those, depending on how they kind of fight for each other. But, oh, it looks like it's up on your side. Take it away.
Yes, sir. All right, we got Selfless with the Mindbound Cleaver. The old favorite rogue weapon, it seems. It almost seems like the one that Sota at the top has is more favored, more meta at the moment. Quake Maulers, you can get dust with it. Granite sometimes. Then we got Maru on the Flame Warden staff here. We got Aqua Blaster for Fancy Pants. Seems to be uncontested, so that's good for them. Lava Gauntlet on Slooper. Arrow Edge for Fox Spirit. The Lava Gauntlet again for Gusera. And then... oh, we have also another cache on the Aqua Blaster, so not completely uncontested. We have 2 double weapons with the Aqua Blaster being double, the Lava Gauntlet being double, and 2 rogue weapons as well.
And I think there's going to be some competition with Maru too, going with the Flame Warden staff. So the fire guys, they're going to be in it for a little bit tough. Fox Spirit sitting with just an Arrow Edge. That's got to feel really good. Are we going to see the same thing where he gets the pop Templar? He's already got a Fern, already got a Rye sitting on there. Just run it back and potentially get a nice win there. I mean, not run it back, but, you know, might see a similar end game coming out of him.
Yeah. We see Sanctum Mesa, so everything is going to be a little bit sped up. Players start already with extra XP, extra credits. We're going to see bigger economies in this game as well, but maybe all these players decide, hey, this gives me the opportunity to slam more levels, reroll more, and spend more money. So it all depends on the lobby tempo, which is how much these players are playing greedy around economy, or how much they spent their money to make a stronger board to push tempo.
And we can already see a huge gap. Soda already at 37 compared to Fancy Pants, which is at 72. So it's a massive gap there of strategies. And honestly, I mean, Soda's in first place, so it's working. He's already level 6. But what does he actually have? He's got 2 Lynxes and some... I'm a little bit scared for him on that side. Can he find some stuff to stabilize, or is he going to start to fall off and then lose his momentum? But Fancy Pants in the middle of the aisle, only 89 health, 89 mastery points. That's looking pretty good. Already level 5 as well.
And interesting
choice.
Ooh, Fox Spirit just got an Exalted Earth Doka on Sanctum Mesa. That's really impressive. How did he get that?
That's cool. Something I wanted to point out, Soto right here is staying on 50 gold. So I think he's accepting the fact that his win streak is going away. He's not gonna try to secure it anymore. And Maru, the one he's playing against, pushed like 30 gold from 80 down to 50. So Soto making the absolute right decision here to not push at all. Whatever happens, happens. And whatever happens, he's gonna be happy. Either the win streak continues or he's sitting at 50 gold now and has kind of recovered his economy.
I was going to make the comment that I'm actually very nervous right now here for Sota. Sure, they are in the lead and whatnot, but this is that situation. We're not on Abyssal Basin. We're not guaranteed a composite chip by any means in this game. And because of that, I do worry for both of our rogue players here. Sota, you see him spending a lot more credits because I think it's well in his mind that he has to race Selfless for every single rogue in the pool. Need to get leveled up faster, need to start rolling faster. You need Slashin', and there's 2 Aqua Blasters. The likelihood of you finding a Rake is going to be extremely, extremely difficult or impossible, possibly. So just, you need to race Selfless for Penguin at all costs.
Yep, Soto lost that win streak, has recovered his economy though, so it's not the end of the world. If he would have pushed down to 30 again or something, or 20, and then lost, it would have looked like it's going to be a bottom 4 finish and the end for his tournament life. But here, the hope is still alive. And yeah, like you say, Selfless is his direct opponent.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Lynxes on the board. What Lynx do we have potentially as an evolved form today?
Dion Zephyrlynx.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, that'd probably fit in quite nicely there with Air Arcanite if Fox Spirit wanted to try something like that potentially. But by having that Arrow Edge, it can play a very, very similar role to what we saw in the last game there with Moo. Just you're going melee instead of having the bow. And it's kind of looked like it's built that way so far. Nearly, or they should have dust already.
Yeah. Selfless did just lose his win streak, so that's going to be really good for Sota as he's going to be competing with him. But Selfless, if you look at his augments, he's got 2 of those impact restoring reactors, and we know those work really well with the Slashin'. So if he can get it, that is going to make a very nasty Penguin. What is the augmentation for Sota? What does he have? Nothing really good.
Oh.
So that's going to be something a little bit scary too.
Yeah. Not ideal, at least. It's cool to see that Selfless did his math, did his homework, and knows exactly the augments that he needs for his team, for his win conditions.
Oh. And he got a stabbing.
Oh, he already got it? Sota must have had it too, right? He's been sitting on 2 penguins forever, still hasn't found it, it seems like. That is rough stabbing here. He's gonna stabilize Selfless a lot. He's gonna be able to not lose too much HP from here on out.
And he's already got the Twine with Verdant. Selfless could have a nice comeback on that, for sure. Fancy Pants, though. Let's take a peek at Fancy Pants at the bottom. Struggling to find footing. Already at 54 HP compared to Guziera at 90.
Yep. Eric's
so
opponent
you got the
with
Harbinger, you don't got a
Narkesh.
whole heck of a lot else.
Mm-hmm.
2 waters are going against each other. I just like the crunch so much more.
Yeah, Crunk is going to go hyperactive.
5 bulwark versus 1 bulwark. Such a big difference in team compositions here. As long as your range
water.
Yeah. As long as the ranger and the flish can stay alive, the bulwarks should be able to out-sustain.
Love the very, very fast movement we saw there from Narkesh. Why the heck's everybody repositioning so quickly? Because they're on the green side. There was the last moment pickup of the Alfie, and if they were all bunkered up like that, I don't care how many tanks you have, you'd be getting so much value with every single cast. Even right now, look at that, goes right through the Crunk, right at the Ranger. Does some pretty decent damage. They are buffed up with Scion Harbinger as well. But with these front line falling, the Dash is still in the back line, actually getting a couple of eliminations. But it's the Ranger that's the biggest issue. Can this Alfie shoot it down? It is going to not be able to do so. The Fleesh with the backup, the covering fire there for the Ranger, keeps the Ranger alive, making this a very, very convincing win now here for Narkesh.
Super important here for Narkesh, and also possibly for Fancy Pants. If Fancy Pants loses here, he has to play 2 more rounds. He doesn't qualify after the first 2 games. And Narkesh, I don't think he can get into the top 4, but he needs to stack up those points for the next 2 rounds of elimination. So every match matters in this World Finals, and players have never really any time to relax and play a chill game in here. 8 water, 2-9.
Trying to remember all the players that we currently have within like that bottom 5. So Gazera, I believe, was one there from Ola, leading the charge nicely, I think, here in this lobby. Sota, of course, one of them. Selfless, I think, was okay. But was it Maru?
Yeah, Maru is at the very bottom, looking with a big gap as well. I think they would need to win, and even then it might look tough to still get out of the bottom 4 place.
We got some massive rolls going down. So many items again. Singed, level 8. It's all over now, but Furiax. But we got a couple rakes on the board, a couple singes. Matu, stabbing.
Another stabbing. How many does Sota have? Gnarl here for Selfless.
Selfless is looking in a much better position. He got a 3rd restorating impact reactor for that stabbing.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
I
mean, it's an all-in way to play, though. It really focuses on finding an elimination quickly, so you get your resistances super quick. If you get held up by a tank and focus rather quickly, you can still absolutely pop. But in this instance right here for Selfless, they found 2 extremely quickly, and I think that's honestly, that's probably enough. This doesn't even have to be the fully evolved slash-in. Just finding the 2, now 3 eliminations. This thing's going to be so tanky. I am no better than to go against a Rake, though. It is getting bursted down extremely quickly. Look at that. That Omega came out from that Rake, and that basically just tickled the stab, and it did not care in the slightest. The 1-2 punch to finish the job, and Selfless now leads this lobby, going up against their immediate rival.
Oh, and Soda lost the last round too, losing his win streak. Selfless is the only one who actually kept his win streak. Everyone else lost them, because both Narkesh and Guzier were also on win streaks. Yeah, Sota has got to be shaking a little bit here, seeing this massive Gnarl with a great augment to the Siphon Impact Reactor. So good. Yeah, this is not great.
Yeah, but
the cool thing about Soda, yeah, good.
I just wanted to say he stays cool, he stays collected, he stays calm. 48 credits still there,
and he's got the Granite. This is a good counter to Rogues with Granite, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, nice corner position here for the Goliath. Gets a stun off, very likely. Will stun the whole enemy team, which is huge. And then on the other side, we see an imbalance here of units for the red side. But the red side is being taken down. It's all down to the Stabbins. Which one is gonna reign victorious? But we see one that is still full HP and has hyperactive active. So Sota seems to find his match.
Who's winning the battle of the fire weapons right now? It looks like Guziera holding all right at 60, but Maru is coming back from the bottom. And then Slooper not doing 100% well at the bottom at 7. No, he's down to 3 MP.
It does look like Fox is doing the Templar style with air once again. But oddly enough, because Maru is might have the fire weapon, but is focusing so heavily onto a lot of these air alluvials, it's seeming a little problematic for them, not able to find what they're looking for. This fight now here is Selfless. Can they continue their win streak? So far, so good. Again, just trying to get the elimination on that Penguin. It is going to end up falling. The Arctis actually does finish it off. Selfless win streak in threat, but at the same time, so many alluvials here for Slooper have fallen. It's the big tank up against the little pterodactyl to the skies. Can it burst this thing somehow? Very, very close. One more vine cast coming out from the Gnarl is not going to come out in time. It's actually going to be Slooper literally by 5% on that ramp fee going to get the job done.
Okay, how are we looking? Credits are all down. Nobody really saved anything up except for Ysera. Still waiting for someone to be knocked out. Maybe Slooper. I don't know if there is any chance of...
Selfless one away from a slashing.
Yeah, that's gonna spell doom to Sota if he finds the slash. And there is enough stage 3 units in there to get 2 of them, but there's other players also contesting those penguins, so I don't think we're gonna see 2 slashings just quite yet. Dominant performance here yet again for from Selfless. Fancy Pants takes a big hit down to 18 HP.
Man, that team already had beautiful sustain, but now finding the ramp fight on top of that, just adding that little extra burst damage to set up the Penguin for a couple final hits is going to just make it so difficult for the rest of this squad, that the rest of these players to really have to deal with. And I do see Soda making a slight adjustment. We do see the Rake on board now as well, kind of splitting their focus in regards to which carry, but at the same time, if you see that you're kind of losing on the Penguin front, you might have to look elsewhere. And having the Rake's pretty good. You have Fancy Pants, who might end up falling, dropping a couple of those Rakes as well. And if you have the credits for it, maybe finding the Umber up against that Penguin might be the make or break, but you still have to deal with Narkesh.
Narkesh has 6 already. He has 2 Rakes. All right. Oh, and he's rolling right now pretty heavily. He's got 10 more rolling. He's rolling all the way. No, he didn't get it. He's also holding on to 1 slap it. Obi Sole. He's got another Rake. Or another dash, my apologies. Yeah, he's only 2 away from getting that Umber. Fancy Pants, on the other hand, is way away. He still needs 5 more. Actually, it's 2
just found another stab-in. Both rogues have 2 stab-ins now.
Yep.
We have now the battle of our 2 bottom players. A rough enough loss here for Fancy Pants could see them out of this game.
That's gonna be a tough one. We see 8 water versus the 6 air, 2 wildfire, 2 dust. Beautiful composition coming out from Fox Spirit, really playing what the game has given him. The Gaze here needs to tank a little bit. It does so. It tanks the Quinks at least, which is good. There is some heals coming out. Big laser into the backline. Will it kill the Blaze now? I don't think it's gonna be enough, and with that, the team falls for Fancy Pants here, and that might just be 18 damage. I very much think so. If Ray can take down another unit, exactly 18 damage. Fancy Pants out in last.
Yeah, well, at least it's good that he has a lot of IPL points already built up, because that one hurt.
Yep.
That one definitely hurt. And Sota looking to potentially go bottom 7 again. He slammed level 8. Rye plants on Narkesh. That's going to be a big jump right after Fancy Pants. He rolled for that. Sota getting a ramp fight online.
Oh,
can he get anything else?
They didn't find either Penguin or Umber.
4. And Selfless didn't either. Selfless did get the Malura, getting 3 Vanguard, but Sota, are you going to survive?
Yeah, this is an extremely scary spot here for Sota. Potentially a tournament ender if they fall here in 7th. They need a good finish, but of course they're broke. They've basically looked for all the alluvials that Selfless, unfortunately, there does end up having, or is just directly contesting. All in here onto the Stabin, but this is a 3-on-2. Can the Stabin get one more shot on that Fury Axe? It's not going to be able to get there in time. It, thankfully here for Sota, is not a game ender just yet, but they only have 1 more in the tank. And they have to go up against their direct rival.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
I mean, Selfless has been losing a bunch of games. They found Malura, but they don't have the slash in, the big win condition for both of these players. So it's not a guaranteed loss here for Sota, but it's definitely going to be a hard battle.
So we got another He didn't get it, though. He didn't get it. He rolled everything. Sold a couple units, tried to do something, but he's got to work with what he's got. Can he make the positioning work? Can he hold the line?
Let's see it. I think we're all rooting for Sota. Such a nice guy, and he has been playing really good so far, but today seems not to be his day. Let's see if that changes in this match right here. The Goliath again tanking beautifully, getting a stun through. It's all about the stabbing though. Is it gonna be able to hold on and take down the enemy stabbing? Here comes a huge Malura taunt that is gonna spell doom for Sota. And the enemy stabbing is just gonna finish him off. There he goes. 7th place is gonna be the last game here for Sota. GG's.
Alright, Fox Spirit. Fox Spirit also close to that Umber on for Narkesh. That could be huge. Game-winning find for him. But Fox Spirit here getting Wildfire on with the Blotto and a Blaze Knight. 3 Templar. He's got a the Restorating Impact Reactor on the Railu. Trying to keep that Railu alive to keep proccing those Templar stacks. He still has a Volante in at this point in the game. It couldn't find another air unit to really work with that. Will this survive?
He might be able to get the job done. I love these last minute moves here on Step Blast Tonight. That Rand fight was looking it directly in the eye and it got out of dodge, thankfully, so it shouldn't get bursted down, at least not immediately. But the air units, blinding, dust flying as the Inferno sparks on through with Enchanter procs as well. This is an absolute doozy to try and have to follow, but just goes to show the chaos, the beautifully crafted compositions from both these teams. But unfortunately, it is going to be the loss here for Fox Spirit. They're going to fall in 6 with Gazera right there as well. One of those bubble players going to end up falling in 5th.
It'll be interesting. Maybe it's enough for Gazera to get into the next round, into the next 2 games. Try to get out, but it's going to be on the edge. We'll see later if it has been enough.
Slooper also good.
Slooper needed.
Selfless was also.
You go.
Selfless was also. He lost that last round, even with the Malura and the 3 Vanguard. So I wonder if he fought against Narkesh, and Narkesh stomped him with that Umber. Looks like Narkesh might take this away. But go ahead and keep going through who might. Might not make
Slooper needed a good position, so that's really good for him. Top 4. He wants to stay maybe top 3, top 2. That is gonna guarantee him to not get knocked out. Maru needs at least a win, and even then it's gonna be tough. And I think Narkesh and Selfless are safe for now. They're not in the top 4, but they're not in the bottom 4, and they're likely gonna have to play 2 more games to see if they can qualify for the grand finals.
Flashing.
I mean, that's our best chance to maybe make a winning push here for Selfless anyway. They may not necessarily need it, but heck, we'll absolutely take it. Go for the win. Maybe you could find yourself into one of those auto-qualifying spots if things go your way, but that slash in, it is going to be devastating, and it has the old Fate Sealer, the one that stacks attack speed and gives you that clumsy, so air units, no problem.
Yep, and it applies this clumsy debuff to the enemy unit, which means whatever this penguin is attacking, everybody else won't miss, won't be dodged as well. So this is a great augment for them. You just need to hit that first auto attack. And it seems like a dominating win here for Slash. And as we're used to, Maru holds on with 1 HP though. And Selfless and Slooper are at 6.
Ooh, Selfless versus Narkesh. Narkesh could wipe out 2 people. Slooper gets the Seer online, getting Behemoths and Magma with the Scoriox. That's going to be absolutely huge. That might be the thing that changes Slooper around to push him forward. Oh.
Yeah. And
which game do we watch? Do we watch Selfless go against Narkesh, or we watch which one you want?
Yeah, let's watch Selfless Narkesh. And I just wanted to point out, Selfless and Narkesh are not really in danger of being knocked out, but they still need every point they can get because they're gonna take those points into the next 2 rounds. So definitely every positioning is super important for all of these players here.
Let's see it here, Selfless. What you've got in the tank? Of course, that penguin is going to be extremely devastating by immediately going for the fleece. Means you've already gotten some stacked up resistances in a fantastic spot set up for success, but you still have to deal with this Rip Lance. But look at the healing coming on through from that penguin, though. It's a rather even fight. The rake coming in to back it up was actually huge, but you still now have to deal with this Umber that is constantly going untargetable. Clumsy doesn't mean anything if it's untargetable, so it is going to absolutely shred on through, and it looks like Selfless is going to end up falling here. We lose Maru as well. We have our top two. We're going to be heads up with Narkesh and Slooper.
Right, Slooper coming with the behemoths, with the Scoriox. He's got an Octius. Can he find a way to take down the dog? Like, at this point, you backline your behemoths right onto the dog, right? I guess he could back.
I think that's how it has to be. Just stun lock it as best as you possibly can.
And then once you've stun locked it, then the Scoriox can turn on it and blow it up too.
Yep.
Oh no, the Octius is out in the open. Oh no!
I really like the positioning here. It looks great. Nothing gets into the backline. Scoriox stays safe. There comes the laser, though, dealing a decent amount of damage, but here falls Zinard. Zinard dead. Seer is spinning in the middle of everything, but yep, the Umber does what the Umber does, and it one-shots everything. That was a fast one. Narkesh is gonna take game number 2 here. Slooper is out in second.
Oof. Destruction. Absolute destruction there.
There was one thing I was going to mention. It's like, I wonder if the Mammoth is actually going to troll the team a little bit and maybe throw the Umber away. Thankfully, it didn't end up going that way, but it didn't really matter. The Behemoths, their focus were just so split. They unfortunately could not lock down the Umber in the slightest, and that set things up beautifully there for Narkesh to take this win, able to perform this Steam Harbinger style in a beautiful fashion, not just with Umber, but having Rip Lance as well. That's a lot of damage.
Maybe also Slooper could have done a bit of a better job here in the last round with augmentization, because we see 3 augments on Artes, which is usually a good choice, right? Artes, really good AoE damage. But here in the game versus Narkesh, he doesn't need AoE damage. That's all going to be healed by the Flood. He needs single target bursts. He needs to kill those units one by one very fast. And I would argue that those 3 augments would be better on the Seer, for example. Definitely having a bigger impact on the game, especially here in the late game, than the Artes. And even on the ramp fight, I just don't think Artes has much impact anymore in this one-on-one.
Yeah, and if you would just backline those 2 behemoths on the left side, it would have... The dog would have been caught. He doesn't have any other rogues, so that would have been literally caught, stun locked by the 2 behemoths, and I think it would have took it, because his Octius got tapped right off the back. It still got its cast off, but it was not a good position to be the first to get killed by the Umber, giving the Umber a stack on his Restoring Impact Reactor as well.
Yeah, for me, those water teams are one of the hardest to position against, because they have to Umber the rogue, so you cannot really solo backline any of your carries, but you can also not frontline, because there is scary ones in the frontline with the Riplans and stuff as well. So you cannot really go to one or the other side, and you have to cover all edges, all corners. And it feels tough.
And you can't bunker up either, because Sinalf's just going to blast you. Like, there's just so many positional things you have to worry about by going up against a completely uncontested water team like that.
All right, that was game number 2. We're gonna throw 4 people into the pit. They're out of here, and 4 people go straight to the grand finals already. And then we have 8 players left that are gonna play 2 more games. And then we're gonna do just the same. 4 to the pit, 4 to the grand finals, and then we have our 8 top contenders ready. Before we do that, we're gonna have some interviews with the people that got knocked out and that got to the grand finals. And also I quickly wanna have a look at some more player profiles and actually speedrun them a little bit, and maybe look on them from the other side and not start with the top players, because they're likely gonna stay here for a little longer anyway, and actually start from the bottom. So real quick, going to 16. You didn't see that? Close your eyes, everybody. There we go. We got Thanatos right here, currently sitting at the bottom, coming into this day. He's 31 from Germany. His highest tournament wins in Atlantica Online on the server, and top 5 in global tournaments are his competitive experience. Favorite things in Illuvium is the long-term vision for Illuvium to become the new Pokemon, which I think I'm in the same camp here, Thanatos. And then, how did you prepare for the World Finals? I've been preparing for this moment since day 1 of the very first private beta. I'm the true OG of the top 16, grinding scrims with my new guild, with my guild and ranked play. Love to see it that one of the true OGs is in the top 16.
And over the last 2 weekends, they've probably been one of the more exciting players to watch, because over and over again, they would always be on that cut line and somehow make it into the next round, just barely. Same thing into the next one, barely make it in. All the way up here into this top 16. Not 100% sure where they stand right here, right now, but even in the worst case scenario where that's the end, that is an incredible run here in this World Championship.
Totally. Next up, we got Maru right here, 25 years young from Brazil. His competitive experience is high elo in TFT, Hearthstone, and Legends of Runeterra. His favorite thing in Illuvium is the weapon system. And how did you prepare for a tournament? This is also an old profile. We have seen Maru in a big tournament before in the top 8. They review other players in recent tournaments. And yeah, I think I can confirm it already. Maru is out. So...
Oh no.
Yes, top 16, great effort, really well played. But he's going to be in the bottom 4, I believe.
I mean, they tried. That last one was relatively close. They got themselves into that top 4 spot. Was fighting hard, just unfortunately, then not quite enough here.
Yes, sir. Let's also have a look at Gusera's profile right here, playing for Ola. 26 years young from Brazil, 2 years now already in Illuvium, love to see it. And their favorite Illuvial is Umber, Rampfire, and Foe. Esports experience comes from Call of Duty on Xbox. And the mindset is respect and discipline. Really, really nice to see. Well played, Gusera. Top 16, amazing finish. And also, sadly, being in the bottom 4 and being knocked out right here.
Yeah. Good run, though. Good run.
Yes, sir. Then we have Detective Align, who was on the bubble, but has now had a 2nd and 1st place finish. So really good for them. I think they made it out of the bubble. And they are 31 years young from Brazil. So big Brazil showing today here in the top 16. Competitive experience, twice qualified as a TFT champion for regionals and a multiple-time finalist. Favorite thing in Illuvium, the simplicity of the items and the variety of weapon-based compositions. How do you prepare for a tournament? I go to the gym every morning and constantly talk to the Ola staff about the game. So mind and body are in balance, and they are in close contact with the team members. Love to see it.
We got Luke's from Guild, 22 years old. I'll take this one just to mix it up a little. He's from Brazil. We've seen the Brazilian community come in, many of them really, really doing well. He's played some TFT tournaments before. We've seen most of the Guild members come from there, and it's really cool to see him perform pretty well here on Illuvium. He's still in the middle of the pack, so should be cool to see him in the next 2 games coming up. But he's really liking the weapon system as well. We see this is probably my favorite personal aspect to this. I love the bond system. It's just so fun. It makes every game feel unique and awesome. And then how did he prep for this tournament? He likes to keep a normal routine. Today, for example, I went to the gym. He still went to the gym. Even on the tournament day, took a good shower and had a nice breakfast. I think that's pretty important as well. I know I find myself all the time missing my workout though, and just keep playing.
I thought you were gonna say missing the shower. I was like getting ready for that one. Last but not least, before we're gonna check out the scores, we got Sota 28 from France, having a perfect Illuvials that will be playable a long term in most Illuvium games. Is his favorite thing in Illuvium. His favorite single-player game, Pokemon, was my favorite childhood game, he says. What would you change? Add in Illuvium. I would love to be able to build my weapon by choosing its class and affinity, so less RNG with the weapon is his choice. And then a fun fact, when I game, I always play the same thing over and over. I even ate the same food for hundreds of days in a row, so he's just locked in with the same routine, trying to min-max everything he can of his daily routine. Really cool.
I mean, if it doesn't drive you crazy, it leads to that one less thing every day that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Like eating the same thing, I asked him, how can he do it? I would die. this is rough, but I guess if you have like a good food, you can eat it over and over.
But we do have the scores out right here, right now, and we see right there on the right-hand side in the bright red exactly who did end up getting eliminated here in this cut to the top 12. We do unfortunately lose Ola Gazera, Maru, Sota Hype, and Thanatos Hype, all going to be falling out here. My pick to win the tournament going to be falling out, but still, Sota, fantastic run. And still, for everybody here in this tournament, a fantastic run. But going into these next rounds, it's going to be very interesting to see because that's quite the gap.
Yeah. Also, congratulations to Slicks, Fancy Pants, Fox Spirit, Narkesh, making it into the Grand Finals tomorrow. They're going to have an early day today. They can now relax or practice a bit more. Yeah, some things to highlight here. We got, for example, Not Complain with last and second last places, barely making it in, but there is quite a gap. 73 to 7, so 3-point gap between out and in. But yeah, 73 is going to be the bubble right here because there's a big jump to 78. And all these players now playing another 2 games. These here in the bottom are definitely have to step it up. And then, yeah, everybody else is definitely in range to lose if they have 2 bad games here. So it's going to be an interesting 2 more games.
Oh, absolutely. With Unhappy having the best possible position so far here, not a guarantee, but I mean, having a 9-point gap on the last person in your lobby is definitely not a bad position by any means. Obviously can't sleep yet, but I think we're slowly but surely getting set up for some of our interviews, some of our players that made it on through here today.
Yes, sir. We have Slicks coming up first. Our first place finisher. We're just going to set up the interview, and yeah, we're going to swap over right to them with Caveman having the interview with him.
It definitely sounds good because I don't know what it was about this tournament, but Slicks has been absolutely tearing it up. Even going into last week was what? How many podiums? How many seconds did they end up having? I think someone threw a stat out there before where there was like 8 seconds in a row. Like you can't go wrong with that when the format's not checkmate. Like that's essentially almost perfect.
Yeah, day 1 and 2 was 12 games, and 8 out of those 12 games were second places.
Yeah, that's incredible. And
pretty crazy stat too.
And Slicks' role going into this one as well. Of course, maybe not necessarily the second places, but when you have such an incredible lead like he's had, then you can have a couple non-podium finishes and still be in a beautiful spot. And that's exactly why here in this first portion, they are the leader of this tournament.
And here he is, Slicks from Hype. How we doing? What a comeback in the competitive scene. How are you feeling? I mean, you probably came into this super chill, right? Or like, what were your thoughts coming in today?
Yeah, I think I had already made it. I did some calculations and I needed like 4 points on average or something. So I was just playing for top 4 today. I didn't even try to win or go second, so I used my gold super aggressively just to get to the finals.
Okay, well, it paid off. I'm curious, actually, that first game we saw everybody going for rogues, and I was like, Paz was pointing out, was that a strategic move, or did you just know that rogues are solid? You think you can get top 4 with rogues? What were your thoughts there?
Yeah, all the weapons I had were already contested, so that was the problem. I had Toxic Aegis that was contested. I have Water was contested as well. And yeah, Rogue was the best pick to play contested. So it was just that I only had contested things to pick.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm curious about your journey. Like, you started off so strong. Everyone saw you as like one of the best players in the game easily. And I mean, people still thought that throughout the season, but what happened in the mid to late season? Were you just not playing as consistently? Were you not interested? You knew you made it in the World Championship and you just you needed to focus on other things. Where were you? Where was your mindset?
I actually don't know. You shouldn't blame RNG, but like the game has a lot of RNG. Now it's a little bit better, but with the weapons and stuff and the components, it's like I'm not sure if it was me or if it was RNG. It can be hard to tell because I felt my meta read was pretty good and I made it into a couple of finals and I also won a couple of Leviathan tournament. So I did win stuff, just not in the IPL after my first 2 wins.
Yeah. Well, either way, that's all that mattered. Now you're in the top 8. That's got to be feeling pretty pumped. That's super cool. What are your thoughts on the current meta? Do you think this is great for the finals for this World Championship, or what are your thoughts?
Should I answer this? I think like I can point out the positive things. I like the new faster games and that we have more gold to spend, so it's more tempo. So you can actually play faster, level up faster, so there's more ways to play the game now, which I really like. But the weapons are still super RNG, like are you contested or not? That will decide your placements. And then we also have these new composite crates that I'm not a super fan of, but it is what it is.
Oh, but we love those composite crates. But I totally understand. Well, that's awesome. So what are you looking for tomorrow? How is your night gonna go? What are you gonna be focusing on? Prepping for tomorrow.
I will try to go to bed early if it's possible. I'm not sure. Then I will have my 9 hours of sleep. I usually go a morning walk. That's like my routine. And on competitive days, I try to eat a little bit less food to be able to focus better. And coffee, of course, super important.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again tomorrow, so we'll cut this one short. We got to get to the other interviews and get to the next 2 games.
Can I make a shout out to someone before?
Oh, please do. Give a shout out.
I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend, Michaela, because she's been super supportive of me competing and really understanding. So a shout out to you. Thank you for being such an amazing girlfriend.
Having people who believe in you, that's got to feel good. Yeah. Well, congrats. All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow, all right? See you, Slicks.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Awesome.
Low-key having somebody or having that support group, whether it be a team or a family member, is an underrated but powerful buff. So it's awesome. Very wholesome moment there for Slicks. Making it to the grand finals. Giving their girlfriend the shout out. Absolutely wonderful. And they're going to be sitting pretty for tomorrow.
Absolutely lovely. So wholesome. Love to hear it. And yeah, it's so important. I feel like my girlfriend, if she watches this, she's going to be sad I didn't shout her out. So shout out to her as well, being a great support. And yeah, whatever it is friends or whatever, whoever is around you, if they support you, it just goes a long way, right? Friends, family, partners. Next up, so this was player number 1, Slicks. We're going to the very bottom. I don't want to say player number 16. That's a good description. Thanatos is coming in. I'm not sure if they want to share their camera. If not, that is also fine. And we're gonna. Yes.
I was gonna say again though, like 16th, they scrapped for every single position. Oh, yeah. So I definitely do not want to sell them short here. There was many times over, especially last weekend. Again, might be a bit of a broken record saying this, but I'm just so impressed because again, on the bubble, very tense situation, won a game to get into the next round. Yeah. Similar situation, barely on the bubble, got like a podium of some sort, or maybe even another win to get themselves in here, all the way up to a top 16. Incredible run, and here we do have Thanatos.
I'm going to take that one. Hello, Thanatos. Congratulations. The nameplate is still wrong, but yeah, big congratulations for top 16. I don't think we have to say I'm sorry. Like this is amazing.
Well, thanks. I mean, sure. I honestly didn't expect much after my rough start, so it was already like pretty tough from the get-go. But still, super glad that I was able to just make it, regardless of the bad circumstances that I had going into this with like day 1 and day 2. But yeah, still super glad that I was able to come this far.
Yeah, really, congratulations. Top 16 is no easy feat. You get 1,500 as a last place of today, which is huge. And what was your tactic coming into this? Were you like, you knew you had to get like top 2, top 3 consistently? Like you just risked it all, or you were playing for top 4?
Yeah.
Or?
Definitely my goal was to get like first or second right away. And in that first match, I saw that it's the composite region, so when I took the water Scion weapon like after a split second, saying okay, I have to risk it with that build, because that is the one comp that can definitely get first in that region.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was contested, so yeah, it's just the way it is. If it's contested and you can't find the Umbra, it's pretty hard with that build. Even though I had hit the 4th Harbinger, but yeah, I was lacking like 10 gold to hit level 9 in order to put in my 8th water. That would have helped, but yeah. And then once I knew that I had basically no chance anymore, I just played for fun in the second game, which went better than I expected, given that my drone augments were pretty bad for that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Water is so hard when it's contested, like you said, and I think the other person who also went water, it was just next to you at the bottom 3. So
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. You did bring the profile picture, the Umber, so it's sad to see it didn't come through.
Yeah, actually, Umber is my favorite Illuvium, but it kind of betrayed me this time.
Yeah, but nevertheless, congratulations, top 16. I think again and again you were able to squeeze in at the bottom, right? It was week after week or day after day.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my start into day 1 was like 3/7 in a row. So I had to step it up quite a big time. So, but managed to do it. So yeah, it was tough for sure, and especially like the fit into the top 16 with like just 1 point off to Rep 3 was pretty intense.
Yeah. Amazing. Congratulations again. What you gonna do with 1,500? Do you have any plans, like how to celebrate your victory?
I think I'm gonna purchase a new gaming chair.
Hell yeah. Do something good for your bum and for your back. That's amazing.
Exactly. That's for sure.
Gotta invest in yourself and your body. That's a good idea. Well, great to have you. Do you want to have any last words before we swap it over to the next?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for the cast and also for the Illuvium team as a whole for providing this opportunity, and wishing the best luck to my fellow guildmates in the final.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Hype and Illuvium and the IPL team. Love it. Thank you so much for playing, and yeah, we'll see you in the chat and see you in the next season. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Let's go, Thanatos. Tenacity. That's what I would, describe him. He had fought from the bottom every time, and it's cool. Honestly, I wanted to today, if you were gonna ask who we were gonna put our bets on, I was gonna put on Thanatos. Sad to see him go already, but great push out there. And I think
absolutely.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, absolutely. Just, again, time and time again, they were absolutely on the bubble and made it extremely far. Definitely a rep to be proud of, as well as our next interviewee here with a round to absolutely be proud of. I feel bad because I did pick them to win the entire tournament. However, this finish is not a disappointment in the slightest. This was a fantastic run here. Of course, this one is Sota from Team Hype.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
So, yeah. It was it was a bit of a disappointment, to be honest, for me.
Oh,
But so it was interesting because half of the people have to play safer, and half of the people have to play more risky. So it's a bit more difficult to play aggressive, knowing that like half of the people have to play aggressive. So it's like the fact that half of the people have to play for top 4 makes me more like having to play top 1, and I'm more of a top 4 player and not really a top 1 player. So it was a tough situation to be in for me.
So it is sad to hear that from you, because we've seen you, play so well earlier and throughout the season. And you even messaged me earlier this week asking to scrim, and I see how much work and time you put in this, all the study sessions you attend, all the cheat sheets and tier guides you've done. I know how much work you put into it, and I know it probably doesn't feel as good as it should if you would have got top 8 or winning the tournament. But man, you did great. You've put so much effort in it. Congrats on everything, man. I'm curious, if you could have chose any patch throughout the whole season, which was your favorite? And if you could have made that the patch for this tournament instead, this finals.
That's a tough question. I really like this one because I like the new fast pace. There's more ways to, you have more often the choice to level up or to roll than before. Before it was easier, and there was more like one path. I really liked when I could play rogues, revenants, because I really love rogues. But rogues are really strong today, so maybe when I won the IPL 500, but I'm biased for it. So.
Just when I win, make it that patch. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm curious what you and Selfless in this last round. We were watching that, and it seemed like you were always a little bit behind. What do you think happened? Was it just the rolls weren't coming to you? Did he beat you to the roll down? Did you? Because I know you mentioned a little bit about the different play styles that everyone is doing, but just specifically between you and Selfless, what do you think went wrong there?
I didn't see his drone augments, so I don't really know about this, but he had 3 takedown items.
Yeah.
And I had 0. And he had a way better spot than me. But to be honest, I made mistakes in this game and the game before. So, I've been unlucky, but I cannot just
blame.
I could be. I think I could, if I had played better overall in this entire tournament, I would have been qualified right now. So I cannot just say it's RNG.
Yeah, and when it comes to the, I'm missing what I was going to say. Actually, there was something with a follow-up question on that. It's gone. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I guess I'll move to my next question, which is, what do you want to see in the next season? What changes do you want there to be to make this even more engaging or more fast-paced, or what do you think about pacing? Love to hear your thoughts as someone who plays so much and has a lot of opinions on the game.
So I thought about, I don't know if it's a good idea, but I thought about maybe when you choose your drone augments, imagine you can sacrifice like 20 HP to increase the tier, the stage of the drone augment. Like you sacrifice 20 HP to get a stage 4 augment, for instance. So, I mean, the amount of HP should be, quite sufficiently high so that you don't always do it. But it could be really fun, I think. It would also make the game even more fast-paced because people will die earlier. There's also.
Well, and so I think I'd actually like to push that. I'm actually getting told by our producers to speed it up. So it was great having you. I'm sorry, man, that you didn't get the place that you thought you'd get, but I wish you the best. We're gonna pop back and get the last interview in, and then get to the next rounds. I wish you the best, man. Have a great day. Is there anything else you want to say before you pop off?
Thanks for all the support I received. I was surprised that so many people reached out to me. So I'll try to do better next time.
Ew. Well, see you, Seta.
It's an incredible run, nonetheless, there from Soda. Incredible top 16. And I think I need to ping them a little bit later because they have some crafty ideas, I feel like. Can you imagine sacrificing health to upgrade a drum augment? That's really, really interesting. That would I'd be interested in seeing what would happen there. Very high risk, yeah.
Yeah, high risk, high reward. Could be pretty good for the late game, but if you have to make it there, you know? But we got our last one coming up soon. It'll be Fancy Pants from Atlas, our rank 2, who absolutely performed well throughout the tournament. He got a first place today, and then he got an 8th place. So it can happen. You can go first and then 8th. So he probably got a reality check right after that. He's like, "Oof, okay, well I made it in. I'm good to go." And I think Paz will be taking this one, or I don't know, but we'll see him here.
Hello, guys.
Hello, Fancy Pants. Congratulations for number 2 and making it into the final day, grand finals, as the second player.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, I want to say that in my last interview, you caught me off guard. I don't practice my English often, so if you don't mind, I'd like to briefly share my thoughts on the tournament, and of course, thank the people who have supported me. I apologize if I don't answer some of your questions, okay?
That's perfectly fine. We have an international player base, and it's totally understandable that not everybody speaks good English. I think your English is really good, but you take all the time you need and don't feel rushed at all. I wanted to ask, did you know you're gonna be in the top 4 already, or were you a little bit scared after you got last place that you make it in and have to play 2 more rounds maybe?
No. In my last game, I realized that I was already 100% through to the finals, and so I decided to play more riskily, aggressively. As we can see, it didn't work.
For fun, basically.
So, about my journey. I prepared very diligently for the tournament. I played a lot of scrims, and when tournament starts and I started showing stable results from the first games, it made me really happy and gave me motivation. Also, my close ones who supported me also gave me strength and motivations. Thanks to my girlfriend, parents, brothers, friends, and viewers. Also, I want to send shout out to my Atlas clan and the Dota to chess community. Your support means a lot to me. I'll do my best in the final. And of course, I hope we'll hear again in tomorrow's interview, where I will talk more about my journey.
100%. I think with that, really well said, beautifully said. I think with that, we're gonna call this interview also done, because like you said, we're gonna see you again tomorrow, maybe as the winner. Do you think you have good chances tomorrow?
Maybe.
That's good. Staying humble. You don't want to jinx yourself. Good luck for tomorrow, and I hope you get a good preparation in, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Well played today.
Thank you very much, guys.
Awesome. That's our top 2 and bottom 2. Lovely to see.
No, absolutely on fire as well. Fancy Pants. Having that extra game that you just know that you can experiment a little bit, have a little fun with this last one, and that you're A-okay just goes to show how great of a run they've had here so far in this tournament.
Yeah. So, yeah, you see it on screen right here. Top 4 are in, bottom 4 are out. Middle 8 play 2 more games to decide the last top 4 that make it into the finals. So this is super exciting. I cannot wait to see these games. Again, the bottom, I would say at least 5 players have to perform really well. It's going to be just 1 lobby, which is also nice. So yeah, Moo, Lewis, and Not Complain are on the hot seat right now. And Sibrochesen and Slooper and even Selfless and Detective Align, they cannot relax. They still need to perform in these 2 games. Maybe the only one that is in a very comfortable spot is Unhappy, being definitely ahead of the rest of the pack, so they can relax a little bit more, but still, you cannot get 2 last places, right? So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one.
Right, in this instance, you don't have to win the race, you just have to not be 5th, basically. Especially if you're unhappy in this spot here. Because God forbid 2, like, 7ths or 2, like, bottom 6s, and you very well could fall quite the distance, depends on how the rest of these players end up performing. But the big pressure, like you had mentioned, is going to be on that bottom 4 currently, with especially those sitting with 73 points, so your Moo, Louis, and Not to Complain. But even Zabroj said it, this is a Slooper. All the guildies still going to have a lot of pressure thrown onto them in this midfield. But at least one thing you don't have to be too worried about is at least the high chance of a component throwing your day off here, because of course this is Taiga Boreal, something a little bit more consistent.
Oh, we're in already. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I wanted, or go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just wanted to talk one more thing on the numbers wise. I mean, that's a 5-point gap between the bottom 3 and the middle of the pack. So I consider the middle of the pack is the 78 and 79. They're all right there. And then you got 82 from Unhappy. Unhappy just needs to play consistent. He's going to be fine. A couple 4s, he's going to be in pretty securely. The bottom 3 have to get basically 2, like, top 2 places in a row to have a chance. And then it's really going to be a huge fight between that middle of the pack. Who's going to be the bottom of that middle of the pack? And if I were someone competing, I'd probably be trying to knock one of those people to be under me, just to like push them so they get fed to the wolves, and I'm the one who survives. At least that's the way I'm looking at it right now.
We're going to see it right now with round number 4 coming up, so we're going to see people picking the weapons. Really exciting moment, and a lot of strategy goes into this moment. So let's see who's going to be the first pick. Selfless here on Aqua Blaster coming. Arrow Edge. Another Arrow Edge. We got the Vinebound Cleaver as well. Here comes the Ripple Flail. 3 people still holding on to it. Trying to figure out what's going to be the best choice. Another Aqua Blaster. And then we see the Quake Maulers. So we got 2 Rogues, 2 Aqua Blasters, 1 Ripple Flail, 2 Arrow Edges, a Ambling Rod as well. And yeah, that's it.
Interesting, we're going to see 2 rogues starting things off here again. This Aqua Blaster fight could mean doom here. It's both of the guildies actually going at it. So not only contesting each other, but teammates contesting each other. Going to be very, very unfortunate there for the guild squad. However, on the contrary, Luis is in a beautiful spot. The only one with a Emberling Rod, the only one with more of a pure, like, invoker-focused kind of style. Maybe Harbinger, but at the same time, they shouldn't be too heavily contested.
Shout out to the guilds. We got 3 guild. We got 3 hypes. We got 1 Sura and 1 Ola. Let us know in chat which guild are you rooting for. We got a bunch of them in the finals, it seems. Who is the best?
Unhappy, also the only one going for the Ripple Flail as well. We did see how fantastic, I think in our first game of the day, that Toxic Aegis can still absolutely perform.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask, well, who has the best chances here just by not being contested? I think it's Unhappy who is already at the top of the lobbies, so I think all other players are gonna be fine with that. They're more looking to contest other players, not really battling with the lobby leader.
Yeah, 100%. It would end up being Unhappy, and then, like, Luis, not too bad, but granted, you're going to have some splash units from one team to the other. Like, say, Moo, for example, already has TNT, so that's something you would absolutely want to have for yourself. Meanwhile, this battle that we're actually seeing right here in front of us here, can this Ranger pull off this 3-on-1 comeback? That beautiful Emberling Rod shot actually might be able to get it done. Just going up against the Atipo. Gonna get one more cast off. Nah, not before the overtime. So that's gonna be Louis taking a little bit.
All right, looking at economy, we're looking at all pretty stable. Everyone's right around that 30 to 50 mark. I guess Slooper is holding on. He's got an extra interest point over most of the other players, but he is, you know, playing it for the economy. Selfless down at 30, but looking good. And it's interesting because Selfless is top of the lobby, Slooper's the bottom of the lobby, and they're battling it out with the Aqua Blasters.
Yep. Who do you think has a better chance at getting an Umber? Win streak or lose streak economy?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I really think it's who's pushing levels faster. I actually think because then you get an early dash, and it's a conspiracy theory I have, but if you have a unit, there's a smaller chance that you're going to get more of that unit the more you have on your bench. I don't know. It's a conspiracy theory I have. I know it's just supposed to be percentage based, but
pretty sure it is, yes, but we're not gonna put on our aluminum tin foil hats just yet. Let's investigate that a little bit more. What is a fact though is the more tier 4 units that, like for example, if you pick up ferns and flares, you have a higher chance of the dash appearing. Well, I'm not sure if that's a fact either, but I'm not the best at math.
I don't know, Kid Man. That was a very, very elaborate way to say skill issue in my book. So, no, I'm just kidding. But that's definitely going to be rough here. And for Super in particular, at least if I had the Aqua Blaster in this position, this is exactly how I would play it. I'd be content just getting absolutely, essentially destroyed in the early game. But all of my credits are going towards levels. Let's get to level 7. Let's get to level 8. Then let's actually start looking for this thing before anybody else does.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's one other really key component, and that's actually getting the Axon first. And neither of them have it.
True.
And honestly, Selfless pushing to level 6, that seems a little bit aggressive without having Axon on the board. Maybe he thinks he's good because he's got the links, and that'll just be what he runs with to get him through the mid game. But not having an Axon, that feels like it's a painful move.
Yeah. That is tough. I would also say Selfless has a better chance of finding the Umber because with the win streak you can justify pushing levels a little bit more if you stay on the win streak, as we see it right here. Level 6 going up versus level 5. Those 1 units more in the early mid game mean a lot, as it doesn't mean so much in the late game as it does in the early game, I would say. But yeah, the problem, like you say, without Axon, everything gets so much harder for a water player. And Slooper has not found it either down here, so there's still a lot in the pool. You can still find them. The higher your level is, the harder it's gonna be.
There is a greedy way to play it, though. I've personally tried it every once in a while and had some success. If you just completely skip and bypass your early alluvial, so say your Axon and your Atlases, even like your Caradulos, and you just rush for Scion units and pick up a Fury, you can just do Steam Invoker instead. Get yourself Sinolf, get yourself started with a Rake is an expensive way to play. But if you don't hit your early units, but don't feel like sticking around and rolling for them, it could, in theory, actually still work.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to do it. We have a Sinolf here on the enemy team for Slooper.
This is crazy. At level 6, he got a Sinolf. And that is really interesting. It's not paying off because Selfless pushed level 7, but it's these two. This is a huge fight, actually. Selfless needed to win this.
Yeah, Slooper is fine taking the damage here. He's still close to 70 health, which is not bad. And this Sinolf just takes a big box off, which makes it so much easier now. He still has a good economy and found that. So he can relax a bit. That's definitely going to help him stabilize in the long run.
And Selfless just went all the way to 0, picking up a Singe and a Rake. So he has Steam Harbinger online, but he doesn't have the Atlas or the Axon.
Yep.
So he doesn't even have Harbinger. Oh, see, that hurts me. But it's paying off. I'm sure he's going to keep this win streak going for a little bit longer now.
You don't need tank if you can just kill him outright real quick. So we'll have to see if that ends up being the plan here with our 2 top players currently in this game. Not playing here with the Rogues, trying to tear through the Steam-based composition here from Selfless. But right now, Selfless looks like they're in a beautiful position. Got all the right augments they could possibly essentially want here onto that Raid. And even the Singe, that thing barely took a scratch.
Yep, definitely. Yep.
Once again, maybe one of the things was that Selfless is not really pushing for a a win. He's just trying to get a super lead, so he has a whole bunch of HP left over, and he'll just die. He knows he's not going to win, but he's going to survive a lot longer than these bottom players who are risking their economy, maxing out everything. That might also be what he's thinking, which would be a cool thought. He's like, no, I'm not even going to go for Axon. I waste too much time there. I wasted time, just life. I'm just going to focus, keep my health alive. If I can win the fight, I win it.
Yeah. I guess the only thing you can do with your Ranger composite class-wise is Invoker then, right?
Yeah, as soon as you get that Sin off, it's basically right there.
Still pretty
Probably
decent.
looking for a Fury.
Exactly. Paired up the Fury, and then you've got your Rake online too.
Yeah. Paired with 5 Bulwarks, that's definitely something viable. And yeah, we see an Axon and a Grokko here for our current lobby leader, but the Rake is just looking deadly. Is there some lifesteal as well in here? Not yet. But it seems like it's not yet needed. Just those stage 2 tier 4 units bring so much value onto the board.
He does have Omnivamp. Veteran's Might. So he's got 9% Omnivamp both for that's actually the whole reason he pushed so hard.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, this is my first chip. Okay, I'm just going to slam levels, get my Rake, and get my Singe. Then he's got his 2 tier 4s, getting the Omnivamp, getting that extra attack damage. That makes more sense.
Absolutely shredding things then, and it also would probably explain why they wouldn't want a Fury in this instance, because that'd be another tier 4 that would actually sap away that buff from potentially the Rake or the Singe. So all things considered, given the position that Selfless has gotten themselves into, this is a best case scenario, especially now Combat Rhythm 2 added to the drone augment list. It's basically just going to be all on that Singe, all on that Rake. Just the rest of my team's squishy. Just destroy everything, please.
Yep. That's a perfect storm here for Selfless. Love to see it. Really clean gameplay coming out in the first game, which is so important.
I mean, I think maybe we should take a second to analyze Oak's Moon. What's happening there? Someone tell me. What is his thoughts? Where's he going with this?
I think both of these players, I was surprised about the double arrow edge. I think something must have been a misclick. Because this is a tier 2 weapon. Nothing that you would first pick, and you would just take it if you are not contested, I believe. So I'm really surprised. Both of these players going for air, and air, similar to water, has a hard time, or similar to everything, has a hard time when it's contested. But air, I think, especially has a hard time because you need those stage 3 units with air. You need something, a Kukurov, a Vermilier, or it's looking rough here for Moo.
With a lesser emphasis on rogues in this battle, or in this game as well, the mass air isn't going to maybe find as much value as it used to. We do see Tempest getting online, though, here from Moo, so that Mammoth and that Kukulus are going to be, or not the Kukulus, the Ranger, are going to be absolutely obnoxious to try and hit, and it'll hit back just that much harder. And with that extra CC, the crowd control coming out here from the Mammoth, throwing that Illuvium directly into the pile, getting 4 stuns. It is opening the door here for some of these fighters and Templars to maybe start ramping up a little bit, getting tankier, and hopefully taking some of these Illuviums down. But we're seeing the power spike. It's just not quite there yet. The Fernite's trying to stand this. It's up against this forest. The Untargetable's going to save its bacon for at least a little bit, but now that Riptorus has turned onto it, I imagine it will end up falling. There it goes. You got Archos there for backup to direct that tornado as well. So just a little bit missing here for Moo.
And now he's going at Selfless, who's now got a Riptorus online too. He's just scooping up good units as he kind of can. He got the Cardalos, he's got Toxic. He's building something here. This is coming together nicely. Even though his economy is bleeding, but so is everyone else now that round 13
everyone is
hit.
rolling right now on 14, weirdly enough. Everyone they were all on 60, 70, 80 gold, and now everyone is down. It feels like as soon as 2-3 people start rolling, it's like a lemming effect. Only not complaining, I'm happy looking still wealthy here.
And not complaining in particular, I think, was in a little bit of a rough spot. They don't have the Malura or the Penguin in this instance, but in this fight currently at hand here. We do have Selfless, of course, on an absolute tear, trying to take Blue down. Of course, these air units maybe having a little bit of a better spot here. This one was actually extremely decisive. Where did Umber go? Did not see where it even went in the slightest, and just big damage coming out here from Mo.
Must have been the Cuculus with the ability stunning it and focusing it.
Wow. That was a massive turn. I'm sure Selfless was not expecting to lose that one. Or maybe he did, and he's like, oh, crap. Oh, yes, we got an instant replay. Let's watch this.
Yeah, we'll take 10 seconds till it loads, but we can check out the positioning. The Umber coming in the middle, straight onto the Cuculus.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Ranger and the Monkey just must have beat it to death.
Yeah. The Fernite was probably stuck on the Seer. Ooh, look at that.
Oh.
Stun, untargetable. Not enough lifesteal.
It never got a kill.
And everything hyperactive as well. Back to life here. Alan versus Moo both need this win here. It looks like Moo is going to take another one here. Looking very strong at the moment with his air team. It's not over yet though. There's still a stabbing, but look at that damage. Where's that all coming from? The Ranger with Templar, Tempest, and the Chokehold, just powerhouses.
Yeah. The Chokehold was a nice pickup the last game too. Yeah.
What's that?
And that air definitely coming into value versus that rogue composition, which again, I don't think has any sort of way to pierce the air buffs coming out there from Moo. So Detective Alan now in a very rough spot. You have the tank you're looking for, but you don't necessarily have the firepower you're looking for.
Look at that.
That is what it is.
Staggering
go
strike.
ahead, Pezzy.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never play because I'm too scared that I'm gonna cripple my Ranger too much, but it seems to be working here.
And that stun on an Umber can be the difference, or a slash-in could be the difference to stop them from going ballistic.
Yeah, that's what it was, because I was surprised. It looked like a Behemoth stun, but there was no Behemoth on that rake earlier, so... Yeah, we see the true damage coming out, which is pretty much all the damage the Ranger does now. Every time it hits hard and it stuns. It's just a little bit less attack speed. Does go down in the end though. Fernite's still healthy, should be enough, but there is a stabbing. And stabbing does what stabbing does, and it stabs. Especially at birds. Wait. Down to the bottom.
Detective Allen. Yeah, he's holding. But it's not feeling good for him, that's for sure. Luke's just finished Archelion, so he's got 3 Verdant online. That's a big jump.
It's absolutely beautiful, and not even going for the Invoker route either. Just completely content with it being Harbinger, but at the same time, you don't have Axon either. So that's definitely a little bit of a missing piece. Axon's just eluding everybody, it seems, so far here in this semifinal.
Just mention, Luix does have Axon. He's
I am blind. I'm bad.
But what I'm curious about is he's also level 7. I think he's going to hit level 8, and then he's going to be hitting Sinelf. One thing to note, though, he's only 2 away from getting a Sephirus. So that could be... And he's rolling right now. He's trying. He got the Sinelf! There it is. He's going to slam level 8. There it is. Sinelf in. He decided to stop pushing for the Sephirus. Changing augments over. That's going to be key.
Everyone broke now, except the top 3 players. Not complain. 60 gold still on the Rogues. This is looking dangerous. Again, all of these players need to perform good here. Nobody is in a safe position, so... Yeah, this is looking tough for Detective.
Not Completely's going to regret that, because Detective Alan just got the slash-in.
Yep. And Malura, so Detective really trying to stabilize now, not lose any more health. He can maybe take 1 more hit, but he's pretty much down to his last life. 1.5 lives, if you will. And yeah, the Rogues are jumping in, and I don't see anyone right now in this lobby winning against this slash, to be honest. It does have decent augments as well. The Cuculus goes down, which would have been one big counter to the slash, and with its stun that it provides. Everything is hyperactive here in the air team, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. Slashing one by one takes them down, stacks that resistance up. And the Choco will be here. Taunted, charmed, slashed, and dealt with. Last unit alive is going to be the Fur Knight, which cannot win this fight. But it is closer than I expected, down to the last unit.
The problem is that slashing does not have any true sight. And that is a lot of... this is the air. A lot of air to try and whiff at.
Also not really any attack speed, it seems. Well, there is actually threefold power and lightning speed. It has a lot of attack speed. Never mind.
Like it attacks fast, but it does not hit hard at all, which normally, at least Vanguard, the buff kind of helps it with a little bit. But going up against those air units that aren't like the most tankiest, you're not getting as much of a benefit, I assume, from that. Because it's just swinging away. But yeah, it felt like it took an eternity for that slashing to get anything done.
Let's watch Moo here. I think a little bit likelier to be knocked out. Finds himself at 14 HP versus the Rake.
There's been
again, look at that.
Also.
Same little Rake trap here in the bottom, but this time it's gonna stay alive. Heal up so hard.
It's looking like the end. But Slooper might be looking good, but guess what Selfless managed to get?
Who's out? GG's, well played. That's a rough first start for Moo here. Definitely can still come back in the next game, but will have an uphill battle to climb. Broach, and now it's 6 HP. You say Selfless. Oh, he got the Umber. Oh my.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was comparing it to Slooper. Slooper was looking at his break there, but Selfless has got the dog completed. His whole strategy played out, and he got an Axon. Like, maybe waiting for the Axon's just a waste. So him pushing win streak, getting the higher levels, it paid off, and now he's in a really good position.
At least here for Detective LNA, they've got their slashing, and at least for Slooper, they have Sin Off. So they have at least some sort of carry for the lack of having an Umber. But of course, just having this Umber, we've seen what this thing can do. It is an absolutely devastating Illuvial. Granted, it does have the one restoration augment on top of it, but maybe everything else is okay at best. Let's see how it can hold off. It's able to get away, get the one-on-one here with the Blazonite. Sin-Off's going to come in for the assist as well. Now that that Blazonite is gone, maybe this Umber can turn and burn on some of these Illuvials. This is a 5-on-1, and there are some stuns stopping this thing, and beautifully done. Umber does not matter. Self is going to take a major hit. Zabrochson, one of those players on that bottom 4 bubble, hanging on for dear life with a big win.
Oh my. That I didn't think that would happen, but the Mammoth just stunned it forever, basically, with the chuck.
And then the Kukulus got one too.
Yeah.
So that was just a nice combination. And then I was watching the Ranger to see if the Ranger was going to get the stun, but that's not Sabrosian. That's actually whoever the other one is with the air dagger. Oh, it was Moo, but Moo's gone now. Yep.
Ooh, Detective Align now taking a big hit down to 4 HP with his Vanguards, but the rest of his team just doesn't look so good yet. But there is Granite on the board, so it's a decent team. Let's see how it does here versus Slooper.
Slashing right in the back line, trying to at least deal with this Axon right off the rip. It's sure taking a long time to try and get on through. It is allowing for this Rake to start getting loaded up with resistances. If it can continue to find elimination, third elimination, but again, getting stunned out, the Rake will end up falling, and now there's just way too many Illuvials here on the green side. Gonna knock him down. Slooper out in 7th.
Oh my, Brochson still fighting. Yep.
Slooper is not feeling good right there. He is not feeling good there.
Well, he feels a bit better now that Brochson got knocked out below him, but yep, that's the top 5 now locked in.
Yeah, I think Silent, you called it. Those arrow edges just didn't pay off. That was not a. It was a rough call being contested.
So I can see what they were going for, but unfortunately, neither of them were able to truly flourish. And we're just kind of seeing this with majority of weapons, with the exception of game 1 that we had Abyssal Basin, which of course is a big old outlier. But everything else, if there's some sort of contest, usually we see both of the weapons at the same time now towards the bottom. Right in now, it is a little bit better here for Selfless. They went off to a fantastic start. They've kind of found some of those Illuvials that they want, even getting Forest now. But now Detective LNA on the bubble going up against Unhappy, who's been completely uncontested, to essentially go for the best Toxic Aegis comp they can, which of course does include not just Blotto, but Rip Lance as well.
And the Forest, like, that thing is a beast. This is a nasty beast. And the slashing, I don't know if those augments is what you need to pierce through this Aegis. Oh, we just took off some of the augments.
A little bit of a redo. We got the stacking resistances, immune, and also cleanse at 50% health. So full survival package here on the slashing. Big charm coming out. Blotto falls early, which is really good. Getting rid of that one. Now on the Ranger. Also doing so much damage on the Ranger. Slashing gets a few resets, gets a few kills, but now the stabbing comes and the untargetable is already gone. Slashing falls, and with that, Ola, Detective Align, will fall as well in likely 5th position here versus Unhappy.
Selfless and Luis both hanging on, it looks like. So that's, 5th place. And again, just did not quite have the augments to really supercharge that Penguin, especially up versus a tanky team. And holy smokes, not complain.
There was 100-something. That's why I saw it was triple digits. Not complain. Now rolling down after Align got knocked out to find his slash and find all those units. Perfectly played here by Not Complain. Let's see if he can find some. There it is.
There it is, slashing on board. And this one actually has pretty decent augments compared to the other one. To the restoration impact reactors on that one, plus the additional shield that gives you attack damage. Not bad.
Gripped Malura and slashing out of the dead cold hands of Detective Align. No shame there. Not Complain. Well played. Love to see it. Going up versus Selfless here with the Umber. So the two most infamous units, the Penguin and the Dog, going against each other. Let's see who can take it in the end. Right now, it looks like the green side is in favor here. Goes early onto the Umber, but every time Umber casts, it heals to full and takes 2-3 units with it. So you need some stun, you need some CC for it. And it seems like... Not Complain, just don't have it. Look at that, Umber just on another level. Goodbye, Mr. Penguin. 5 HP left for Not Complain.
Hey, I mean, I think that's how it should work, right? A tier 4 fully augmentized and has the synergies versus a stage 3 that has the same characteristics. The Umber should win that one-on-one, and I'm happy to see. Looks balanced, looks good. Yeah. Unfortunately, Not Complain is not in the better spot there.
And also, what you gotta point out, there is more to this Umber than meets the eye, because we also got Frost activated for it, and we have triple Vanguard activated for it, where the Umber only has double Steam and not even Slayer. So, well, actually that speaks against it, but never mind. Let's watch it one more time. The Slashing versus the Malura, with the Malura versus these big enemies here.
And looking at that slash and seeing where it goes. Goes for the tank line to start things off, but as all this is happening, this is allowing Rip Lance to really start tearing through a bunch of these rogues. Now it's going to be the perfect time here for the Penguin. It's going to be able to get the jump onto Rip Lance, but Rip Lance had that phase breaker, so it is going to be able to break sight for just a moment's time. It has the damage, but at the same time, the Penguin has the healing. It's in the verdant puddle. It is doing exactly what it needs to. Coming out and just going to end up shredding on through. But Forest is here. The Ranger is here. Where does the Penguin target first? It's going towards the Ranger. One more heal to keep themselves in this one. It's really close. There it is. Big heals coming on through. Big shield coming out here from the Forest. The 1-1. The Penguin is going to barely, by a thread, just be able to take care of that Forest.
Oh my gosh. And he picks up a Jotun just to boost a little bit here. Surviving. It's a final match potentially for everyone. Because Unhappy, I think, is fighting against Selfless. Selfless could potentially wipe out both enemies.
Oh my. Selfless. Luis was knocked out last round with the Invoker Bulwarks. Was also uncontested. Managed to get a top 4, but now let's watch Not Complain versus Selfless. Selfless trying to get a double elimination here.
Potentially be the final battle, depending on how this goes. Selfless has been a bit of a terror, but taking a lot of heat as of late. Good shot here from the Sin Elf. That Revo stops right in the center of all of its teammates. Kind of trolling them a little bit. Going to be a lot of damage coming out here from that Sin Elf once again, directly onto Jotan. But now Sin Elf doesn't end up falling. It's all on the Umber. It hasn't been able to finish the job, though. It's getting swarmed, but it does have the heals. But if a stun comes out, it will get completely taken down. The Penguin's sitting there. It's waiting. Malura, do you have the charm necessary? It goes down before the charm comes out. It is going to be this Umber being able to clutch it out, getting around the CC, but we're not done yet. Unhappy's still in this.
That was so close. It was like on 5 HP 2 times. Oh my god.
The CC could have changed that completely.
Unhappy 1 versus the Ghost of Selfless though, so nothing is over yet.
What must have happened to hold that dog back from scaling? It's just some really good tornadoes just stopped it.
Tornadoes, Goliath stun, probably Twine helps a lot too, the root. Maybe some crazy Arcos interaction, which I always hate when it happens to me, where all my units get stuck in the middle of the field.
I actually hate watching that in general. It's just like, no, everything is stuck. They're all rooted.
Yeah, Arco's dead already. It still roots you from the grave. It's the worst.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And it happens so often, too. I don't know. The timing is always right for it.
But that Umber is definitely a super carry. If you let it get ramped up and it doesn't get focused, it gets into that spot where we've seen this entire IPL season where it becomes just too hard to deal with. No matter how many units you seem to throw at it, if it can keep healing, that is huge. But what do we got?
Oh, Phosphorus!
Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Unhappy.
Oh, it's Aegis up now.
Phosphorus. Oh, baby. Oh, have that go hyper against the dog. Which one now works? The tier 5 maxed up or the tier 4? We'll be able to see. I'm sure that'll be a one-on-one battle towards the end. Or if this angle on the Phosphorus can get nicely.
You've got to put this on the Phosphorus. I think you have to really all in onto that tier 5. It might be your only chance.
Yes, we have combat rhythm for both players coming out. A lot of stacking mechanics. The longer this fight lasts, the bigger those units will get. We have a big laser coming in from the Dualef, only hitting the Goliath.
Dualef.
No problem there. Phosphorus dealing a lot of damage. Everyone is on the dog. And the dog goes into the shadows. Doesn't mind it. Goes into the shadows again. Phosphorus already down to 30% HP and falling. And it is down in the end. Triple steam. The dog wins. Selfless takes game number 1 here in the last chance of the World's Finals.
Yeah, that Dualef came out of nowhere. There was just so many untargetables that just like the team, like Unhappy's team was just going everywhere. They're like, oh, where do we go? We can't hit him. We can't hit him. They're all disappearing. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I really like that. Like, it's really easy to get greedy when you have the Umber kind of composition and just kind of go for attack damage. You want it to hit harder and harder and harder. But in all reality, you just need to buy your Umber time, right? So instead of using those red augments and just making like it into a glass cannon, having 2 of those phase breakers, a bunch of the restoring impact reactors, just giving you more time. The steam buff will get you there. You just have to survive. And I love this choice here from Selfless.
Yep. Selfless's game was incredible all around. Like, such a cool way to play. He win streaks right off the back incredibly hard. Then he lose streaks. Then he win streaks back and takes the game. Like, it was a really, really well played game. He got everything he'd ever dream of. A Dualef on that last round. Like, I thought it was good. Unhappy got the Phosphorus. Cool, GG. Then I saw the Dualef. I'm like, nope, that's 3 steam. That dog is going to be disgusting unless they can kill it immediately. And they didn't.
And from the start, having a game plan and executing on it flawlessly was what was really impressive to me. Like, first getting the drone augment and then fully playing around the drone augment, going all in onto an early cinch and rake to keep your win streak up, and then finding through the win streak money, finding the first Umber. Like, it seemed from the very get-go of the match, it seemed like such a systematic way to play the game, and that's really impressive to me.
And one augment that he actually picked that we don't normally see is the refresh the flow, where the units refund 10% of their Omega. That's so key to keeping an Umber alive, and that's definitely a good one to have. Really, really well played.
I mean, they had the right idea. I like that they did end up putting all of their augments and all of their Aegis buffs towards the phosphorus. And to be fair, it was doing a ton of damage. But unfortunately, because again, all of these defensive augments, all of the untargetability and whatnot, the phosphorus could not stay on to one target for a very, very long time at all. Especially the Umber could not touch it more than maybe once or twice. Even went over to the dual F, but it had a phase breaker as well. So that phosphorus spent basically the majority of this mid fight just running around, well, like a chicken with its head cut off, just over and over again. Oh, I'm gonna get one. Nope. Okay, other side. Okay, I'll go to the other side. Other side. Okay, other side. And now, oh wait, there's an Umber there. I'm dead.
And all the while he's just getting beamed in the face with this laser of water. Like, it didn't hurt enough because the phosphorus was tanky, but it was like, ow, 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 you know, and it held him back. It held him back.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's quickly go to some more player profiles, so we don't have to read them just while we say goodbye to them. There's still a chance, and then we're gonna check out the updated scores. I'm gonna give the backend a few seconds to update them. So we stopped at Sota. Next one, Slooper, that we just saw. So also coming in quite low on a score into this day, but really making up for it in the performance so far. 27 years old from Brazil. Third at TFT Worlds. Coach for Team Liquid at the esports World Cup. So that's the competitive experience here from Slooper. Huge. Really a big competitive player. Favorite things in Illuvium: being able to swap items between Illuvials freely. Especially coming from TFT, you don't need that item remover. So that's pretty cool, I think so as well. How do you prepare for a tournament? A good night of sleep, a hearty breakfast, and a VOD review with my friends before the tournament. Good balance right there.
And Slooper is right on the edge right now. 81 points, and the cutoff is 80. So he's got to perform top 4, and he will be in a good position here.
And of course, we've got Moo in this one here. A little bit older on average compared to the rest of our players here, but still from Brazil. Age 32 from Brazil, playing for about a year. Favorite Illuvials, Umber, we're seeing them a lot. Fair enough. Blaza Knights and Railu. But in terms of their esports experience, this is it. This is their first time, which is just incredible to see them performing so well. And then last but not least, motto, never giving up, with some classical music in the background.
Love to see it. Those player profiles. It's so cool to find out a little bit more about our players. As we come up to see Brochison from Hype now. I think they have been converted over the IPL. They are 23 years young from Poland. 5 years of TFT pro play experience in the competitive scene. Their favorite thing in Illuvium is the Illuvium Pro League. Good to hear. And how did you prepare for the World Finals? I prepared through scrims and focused practice to stay sharp for the World Finals. So once you take...
Next we got... I'll take this one. We got Narkesh, which someone we've interviewed before. He managed to get one win early on. We haven't seen him really pull through, but he is close to making it into the top 8, so I'm sure he's super excited about this. Another member from Brazil. He's been in for only 40 days, and he is in the World Championship, so he has been able to learn this game in an incredibly short time, killing it. Great job. Why he stayed in, he just loves the game. I love competing. I love playing. And I think that's what a lot of people do. I think that the best thing in ILV is that it's improving quickly. The devs really listen to the player feedback. And I think that's one thing that's kept a lot of us OGs here, is that they are listening to what we're doing, we want, and what we think would be good for the game. And it's awesome to see this game slowly and rapidly improving throughout the last couple months. But then the fun facts: I missed my penalty in a U12 football final. I was the goalkeeper and the 12th to shoot. Yes, after 12 penalties, I had to shoot, and I missed. Oh my gosh.
I hope Narcash.
That hurts.
This is gonna be
hurts,
your redemption
curse
era.
on the
Sorry.
Curse on your teammates for having to make you shoot as the goalkeeper. That's the major issue there. But that definitely hurts.
Yeah, that's your redemption
arc. We did just see Selfless.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry about that. We did just see Selfless from Guild, of course, have a fantastic last game. One of the younger ones, 23 from Brazil, TFT player for Team Liquid, two-time BR champion, played in 3 TFT World Championships and 2 esports World Cups. Holy smokes, that is a lot of esports experience. Favorite thing about Illuvium? Weapon mechanics. Seems to be a common thing, but we absolutely love it. Second biggest talent, making fun of my cats. Fair enough. Nice little wholesome chipper moment.
Yep. Love to see it. Someone here that started out really good today, but had a rough day so far. Let's see if they can make it come back, though, as we have Not Complain from Hype. 22 years young. Our top 16 in general are on the younger side compared to our usual IPL finalists. Good on them. He's from Brazil. The favorite thing in Illuvium is the weapon system. Favorite single-player game is Point Blank, an FPS shooter. Back from the days, like from when he started gaming, this was the question. What would you change or add, if you could, in Illuvium? I'd reduce RNG by letting players choose items and augments more freely. And the fun fact, I changed my nickname because I complain a lot in games. So it's a reminder to stay calm.
Nice. Next, we have Unhappy from Sura, the last remaining member of Sura. I need to do a guild breakdown of who's still in here, the numbers as it's gone through the phases. But from Brazil, also 30, holding on to the 30-year-olds. Root him on. Hey, his computing experience is none. Just the same tournaments during his university years. Okay, nice. Favorite thing in ILV is the weapon system and what you can do with them. There are some really cool weapons. And then how did he prep for the World Finals? He got a good night's sleep beforehand and do some breathing exercises. Nice. Definitely need to breathe.
Yep. It's a shame.
You know what I'm seeing a severe lack of compared to past IPL events? I'm seeing a severe lack of coffee. Like, where are y'all at? Like, there used to be of our top 8, 7 or 6 or 7 of them would always mention something in regards to having to chug a coffee prior to. But hey, looks like it's the rise of the non-coffee drinkers here today.
Yes, sir. And I love that breathing exercise preparation because I do like to do that too. I do it daily. It helps so much. And it's so underrated. We don't get taught breathing anywhere at school or something. And it is the most important thing keeping us alive. So yeah, definitely something to practice and to consciously do. And I think it's really nice. Good to see. Let's check out the scoreboard next. Before we jump into the game, players are loading in right now. So let's have a quick look. We have, of course, our top 4 already qualified, our bottom 4 out. And then whatever is between is battling it out here in the last game of the semifinals next.
Yeah, so Unhappy having a second place in that last game put them in a fantastic spot. Selfless winning that put them in a fantastic spot. Those two alone, like let's say Selfless, for example, was at a 5-point gap to just the person right below them. They are sitting in a fantastic position. However, Moo, Louise, Not Complain, heck, Subrotion, Slooper, Detective Alan, they're all still absolutely within striking distance here. Detective, basically, just don't get last, and you'll be in there more than likely. But everybody else, you need like a 5th, basically, at minimum, to if you're in the middle portions. But like for Moo, Louis, you have to win.
Yeah, I would say these 6 players here have to do very well. I would say unofficially Unhappy is already through because he has more points as the 4th last player, even if they would win and he would get 1 point. And also Selfless. So Unhappy and Selfless, I would think, are pretty safe at this point. But everybody else, they cannot slack. They need a good position here to grab one of the last 2 spots after those 2 players to move up into the finals.
Absolutely can't wait to see it. We should be hopping in very, very shortly.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
right
let's wait,
now
Ben.
just need to find the code.
Final game of this
I'm worried.
day.
Worried for Moo. There's
Yeah,
a
Moo's-
there's a potential. Hang on a sec. Other than
There is.
Slicks, there's a potential that Slicks is the only hype that makes this, which would be absolutely
Whoppa.
devastating.
From what, 21 in the top
They
64?
by far had the highest participation in the top 64, and even like every single round. But they are, I guess, they have the numbers, but some of these other players just performing a little bit better overall. If we lose Moo and not complain, yeah, it's literally just Slicks.
That is wild.
Or hang on a second, wait. So Broshin is technically hype now too, right?
Oh,
That
yeah.
still applies. It could still happen.
Let's see.
Yeah, Zabroshin is technically hype now too. So still, 3 of our hype players might be in a position where they've left the OG, they left Slicks in the finals all alone, which would be extremely crazy to see.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm rooting for Guild. Kick those hype's asses.
Well, we're gonna have a very tame final game here in Taiga Boreal. Only all drone augments can be rerolled one more time, and then yeah, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. Weapons have been distributed, and we have a perfect variety. No matching ones. I'm sure WinPaz has a second. He will go over them, but yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this last game goes.
Yes, sir. We got, by the way, shout out to Hype. Great players in there. Some really good friends of mine in there. I'm just kidding around. It's all fun and jest. So we got Flame Warden staff here with Luis. Then we got Tempest Lance. I don't remember when I've seen that the last time. From Not Complain here. We got Embling Rod from Unhappy. Vinebound Cleaver from Detective Align. Arrow Edge from Moo. Aqua Blaster from Slooper. Lava Gauntlet from Zebrosian, and Shadow Maul from Selfless, also not a very dominant weapon here.
Yeah, this is very interesting to see this variety. It makes me think right off the back that Detective Allen is in a great position, Slooper in a great position, and everyone else will be kind of like just fighting to survive. I don't know, that's my early call. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, Detective Align with Rogues, the only Rogue player, feels like a free top 4. So that's good for him. Let's see how that turns out.
Yeah, it's the battle between everybody who is kind of on the bubble that seems even scrappier in this instance, because say for Unhappy and Detective Align, they've got weapons that they're super comfortable with here. You've got an uncontested Emberling Rod. You've got uncontested Rogues. You two, you're already near the top. You'll be just fine. But everybody else, I feel like, other than maybe Slooper, is kind of playing something maybe a little bit unconventional here. Not Complain with the Tempest Lance, for example. I mean, I like the weapon, but it's definitely not a traditional build that we see very, very often. Louise stuck here on this Fire Empath staff. I don't think I've seen them play it at all so far here in this tournament. And then with the Arrow Edge here from Moo, we've seen mixed results essentially here with air fighter weapons. We've seen them either top the board or they crumble. I'm curious which one we'll get.
Yeah. Quick. We wanted to mention Selfless is currently sitting at second, very healthy, and the Detective Align is third position, but could still be knocked out here with a bad fight. So good for them that they are uncontested. They must have a sigh of relief happening on their side of the screen.
I'd love to see something Mystic come out of Selfless, though. You've got that Empath weapon that can really provoke such a team composition, just go full Earth, full Granite with Mystic. And they already do have it on board. They did find the Apon's evolution rather quickly, so they're already going to be getting that buff. They have some Scion firepower. They may not have necessarily a traditional tank, but they have Granite, so they got a little bit of invulnerability. And with having so many Earth units, all of your units are essentially going to be tanky. So I like what Selfless is doing so far.
Once again, slamming levels. He's level 6 already too. Everyone else level 5. He's not even losing that much interest, just 1 or 2 interest points.
I mean, yeah, if you already rolled and got the greater app on, so you've got that Mystic online, what do you have to stay at the early levels for anymore? I feel like you really don't. You can just kind of start leveling up and grab your other couple of Earth units, get yourself up to 7 nice and quick, which has a relatively similar effect to having 5 Bulwark with reflective damage, and then just start working on what? Like a Geyser and a Dorius eventually? You don't need to be at these early levels anymore.
You know something we haven't seen all day? Mud. Where is Mud gone? Is Mud gone? Is it no longer viable?
That is true.
I think people might be figuring out that it may still be good, but it's so risky because all of your units are contested all the time.
But some players have found themselves in a really risky position where they had to play super risky, like all in. So I think it would have still come out if it is viable as it used to be. We shall see tomorrow, because tomorrow we have a bigger sample size with how many games? Like maximum 8 games, a minimum of I think 6 games, 5-6 games on the line. So, and a lot of players will play, I think, very risk averse or very trying to risk it all, trying to go for the top spot, 50k.
It does definitely make sense, because yeah, a lot of these players are kind of just trying to get top 4s and just essentially call it there, right? You don't go for Mud hoping for top 4. you go there to stomp that lobby as fast as possible and win the thing, or at worst get second.
First or last is Mud, yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, I want to point out something really interesting. Look at Not Complain. He's got that Tempest Lance. He's first place. But look at his people. I don't think he's going to be staying with that Lance for too long. Or this is like some secret tech to get Vanguard with the Tempest Lance in it, and it's good.
Vanguard Frost.
Yep.
I mean, it can work, right? The Verdant or the Granite Ranger is not really what makes this composition work, so could be cool. A little sneaky rogue play here. A little bit. Yeah. It did hide his cards by picking this weapon.
Uh-huh. And he's ahead of Detective Allen. Detective Allen's at the bottom. And if he doesn't catch that, and he's just plays super greedy with Econ, Not Complain might come in and scoop all those slashes, all those Maluras, all those Luras and Slapins.
I mean, based off of what we've been seeing here today, as Zebra Ocean takes that one there, but we've been seeing a lot of fighter and a lot of rogue. I mean, in this late game, if you happen to like bind your weapon up to say a Malura or something, yeah, you've got additional dust as well. And maybe you're just an absolute obnoxious nuisance. Maybe this is more of a crowd control style of rogue, because there's an augment that you can get for this weapon, I think, that disarms for like 2-3 seconds. And if you get that, plus additional dodge chance that we see right here with that nimble stance, you're impossible to hit, and you can stop a carry right in its tracks.
I love it.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. I've always thought the Tempest Lance was super fun. I was testing that around a lot when it first came out. That'd be a really cool weapon, but we've never really seen it become meta, I'd say.
No, not at all. I don't see very many people that are like mad when they have it per se, but it's definitely not very many people's first choice. So do see it going up against Unhappy, who is bunkered up here with this Emberling Rod bunker composition. The rogues and the fighters doing a pretty decent job, but that Emberling Rod, though, when they all clump up like this is when you got to start to worry. That was like a triple kill off of one cast. Can they get maybe one more off here? They're still going to have to deal with that Polar Bear, so that is still going to be Not Complaining taking that one, but definitely some damage averted there by taking a couple of those rogues down with that Emberling Rod cast.
All right, we're coming up to round 13. I already want to point out some interesting things. You look at Detective Allen, I think, noticed what Not Complaining was doing. He did a heavy roll down. Already got a Stabin and a Lulura. Twine, he picked up a whole bunch of units real quick just to make sure that he had the bare minimum to sustain. And now, even before a PvE round, which I think is pretty interesting. If Not Complaining can get lucky and still hit, he's going to be in a much better position, I think, overall.
It's kind of the problem right now. There isn't necessarily a true carry online here for Not Complaint.
Love to see it. These are the things that really, those are the little details that make all the difference at this high level of play, where you roll at round number 12, not 13, just to roll before your enemy. Let's see if it's gonna pay off for Detective Alan. He found some of his units, but definitely not enough yet. He will roll the rest of his gold right now, I believe.
Kuklus, Chakundi, Riptorus, Quinks, Lura, Quinks, Lura, Twine. Oh, we got a whole bunch coming in. Level 8 with Selfless. That's a quick level 8. A Raycon for Slooper. That's going to be huge. Sephorus and Arkelion for Unhappy, who's only level 5. He's now slamming levels level 6, level 8 from Zebroshin. Artace needed for that Flame Warden staff and Luix. We had Kukulus coming on for Oaks Muh. And then Riptorus, slow rolling after everyone else. He knows no one's going for my units. I can roll a little bit later. Not as a heavy roll down, but we definitely got quite a big power specs from a few players.
Yeah, big W there for Unhappy to get those Invokers online. But again, with our 2 in battle right here, right now, Selfless, I don't feel like got maybe too many big upgrades here as they go up against Detective Alan. Diving on through, has that stab and has the augments on top of it as well. And you might get damage reduction when you have all these alluvials in your face destroying you. Oh, that reduction doesn't do a whole heck of a lot now, does it? Over 6,000 damage here from the stab.
I don't think Selfless cares. He's on his loss streak trend right now. He's literally doing a rinse and repeat of last game. He did a huge win streak. Now he's going to do his loss streak down, and he's already level 8 with 70 left over. Already got 1 foe online. He's got all his earth units. He's got his mystic from his greater Apon. He's looking good for a 4 mystic play. Oh, he's rolling now. He's rolling heavily.
Level
Can he get
9.
something? Level 9.
Oh my.
Blood. Forest. Stabbing for Slooper. Artace online. Another stabbing Goliath for Zebroshin.
Oh wow, Slooper with the water build, also contesting the stabbing. And has a rake. Makes it so much harder for the rogue players.
Double rake for Slooper right now. Wow. Zebroshin also pushed level 9. Wow.
I want to check out Unhappy here at the bottom with these huge pickups. Arkelion, Sephorus. And looking towards a car deluxe, but that is not a win condition anymore. I don't think he will roll down for just his unit. And it is looking good. Look at that damage. You just love to see it. Invoker popping off. Ranger 4,000 damage. One more Sephorus cast here.
And he's doing that cool comp where he gets the nature flish to get the Invoker Verdant. I love seeing that one. That's such a cool play.
Yeah.
Like when you see that, okay, yeah, Emberling Rod seems to make sense. We've seen this win games before.
Yeah, we've seen it last weekend, I believe.
Oh my gosh, and it's gonna work this time too. Selfless taking a hit here.
Yep, Invoker, as you know, stacks up more Omega power with every cast. So the longer this fights last, the more damage they will have, and they be slowly but surely become Exodia the longer the fight lasts.
Yeah. Well, he's pushing levels. He's level 8 now. We will get 4, maybe even 5 bulwark on. Oh no, he needs to keep the flish in, but 4 bulwark should hold the line.
2 Crunks.
Oh, we could have 5 bulwark. Oh, he just needs a different bulwark.
Yeah. 5 bulwark, 5 Scion.
Missing. The thing that's truly missing right here for Unhappy would be a Twine. If you can actually get that, you'd have an additional Verdant online, but they don't even have a Cling as of this moment. It's just so highly contested here, especially behind the Rogues with Detective Alan holding one as well. Nearly has the Gnarl, so there's just so many of those Clings off the board, and this is making it for an optimal bunker composition. They still have the firepower, but their front line is nowhere near as strong as it should be, and they will lose this convincingly.
37.
Yeah, good point there. Going for the triple Verdant, but not finding the Twine, not even 1 Cling is heartbreaking for them. He needs like at least the Blotto online if he wants to stabilize here coming into the mid-late game.
He did find the Flare, so now he's got 5 bulwark at least.
0 gold. I find it funny, right? It used to be level 13 roll all the way down. And now they roll like a little bit, half of their money, and they're like, oh no, I'm chilling, I'm going economy. And then one round later, somebody rolls, and kind of this staggering effect where then at least at round 15, everybody is still broke again.
Definitely adjusting to the way things are being played, not just, oh, it's round 13, it's time to immediately just go all in. That's some big damage coming out there from that Emberling route. I think he got a triple kill here onto Moo's squad. Where does this next cast go? It's going to go basically into nothing. That Illuvium is already down. But as we see, still 5-6 Illuvium still on the board. Just this little Joko and this Quinks here for Moo. They will not last very long once that next cast comes out. Some serious damage being done to Moo, someone who needs a fantastic finish to keep themselves in this tournament. Well, they're basically at death's door now. Maybe 1 or 2 more in the tank.
Well, Unhappy had the perfect Arkellion heal. It literally, like, all 5 of his bulwarks were low HP, and then this big heal came from the Arkellion. Then the Krunk has the Halo Stasis Reactor, which then gave a shield. It just kept the bulwarks alive, and then because they're doing that damage reflection with 5 bulwarks, it just really paid off all around, buying him time, keeping his invokers alive.
Moo, the only one with money. Luis also has 30. But yeah, we'll see a big roll down now, and they need 1 more Vermilia for the Vermiliaire, which is going to be a huge power spike. I would assume then the Adorado is the next unit joining the board to get Spore online.
Yeah, 3 Spore potentially. Yeah.
Here he comes. Contesting also the Twine. That's really bad news for Unhappy. But Unhappy is already in a good position, so... Need 1 more Mule. A few more rolls.
Ooh, going for Behemoths. Almost has the Jotun also.
They're stuck with both. They haven't found either.
That's brutal.
Oh, I didn't find it. Need 1 more Vermilia, 1 more Mule.
Hold on the Axon just in case he gets the Matu.
Yeah, but then if you find it, you have to sell the Vermilia or the Mule, and then at this point...
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, they sold it.
I mean, at least the saving grace here for Moo in this instance is even if they do go down, they have at least 1 more. Just a matter of trying to mitigate some of this damage here. But you can see, this is up against a fire comp. As if you weren't having a hard time enough already, well, your opponents are kind of super effective against you. That is an absolute brutal loss coming on out here from Zabrosian. Beautiful win.
Yeah, and Zabrosian's just in a bad spot. There's too many players that are doing non-attack damage, auto-attack comps. Like, we have, what, 3 or 4 Scions, and then a Mystic. Like, the air is not really giving you much value here. I think Oaksmoo is in a really tough spot here.
Yeah. Now going
you got the Vermiliaire.
That's a good find.
But then the enemy got Slashin and Malura.
And Gnarl and a Ram fight.
Oh, man.
Oh, yo.
I think this is where we start preparing our barge for your send away down the river.
Where's our bulwark air weapon, by the way? What happened to that?
I did swap.
It's gone.
Oh, not complain. Quake Maulers.
Yep. There it is.
Alright, let's see. Moo, can you hold on?
Definitely a lot going against them. So many big evolutions there for Detective Valene going into this fight. And with all of your carry potential essentially being onto the Vermiliaire, I mean, I like the thing. It's a fantastic alluvial, but it's not necessarily meant to be your carry, especially when you get charmed right out of your cast. An absolutely decisive win coming out here from Detective Valene, which will send Moo out of this game and likely out of this tournament.
Yes, that's going to be it for Moo, ending up in the top 12, which is an incredible feat nevertheless. GG's, well played.
And you know, he won the first game and then got 2 8s in a row. He probably woke up this morning, you know, a little bit nervous, had that first game, he's like, yes, we're going to get in, we're doing it. And then just 2 games didn't go your way. I hate to see it.
It's something that bites a lot of players. That moment you get that win, it's like, you're saying there's a chance. And then it just crumbles from there. And just unfortunately there for Moo, not going to be able to get much further. Those Vermilias going right into the hands of Luix now, though. able to try and amplify their version of a Inferno air-based composition.
Yeah, massive power spike there. Unhappy also picked up a Blotto, activating Aegis, by the way. That's another huge find.
There you go.
Oh my god, Slooper has the Umber.
Oh.
And he goes up against Lewis. Lewis so sad that he found the Umber player just when he's down to 1 HP left, 1 life remaining. Monarch tries its best to light the battle board on fire. Also the Octius is doing a lot of damage, and soon we're gonna be down to the classic 6 versus 1. There's so much lifesteal for this Umber, and I don't think they have what it takes. They need one more stun maybe here from the Matu. Nope, not gonna be it. That might be just 16 damage. Yes, 1 HP left. That is great for Lewis here.
1 HP in a dream. He needs it. He needs it. He would have been knocked out for sure if he didn't get that.
Look at those drone augments. Combat, Rhythm, Veteran's Might, and Bloodthirst. Triple Omnivamp for the Umber. Crazy.
And that's just a thing with the Umber. Like many people say, like, oh, the Umber's most busted unit in the game, for example. The thing is you have, in order to get it to that point, you have to hard focus your entire game plan on getting the dang thing. Like if you try to just skip a step, skip a drone augment or something along those lines, it just might not be that super unkillable Umber. But with Slooper in this instance, they did find it, still have over 52 health left, doing good. But now, on our battle at hand here, the Weeks could be on the way out if they cannot win this fight.
Yes, we're gonna swap over to Selfless because Lewis is against a Ghost, and Selfless is going up against Detective Align, which is just gonna be as hard to hold on here. The Slashing is going hyperactive, doing so much damage, takes down the Ranger, takes down more units, and now one by one this team is crumbling for Selfless. There's still a bunch of units left alive, but the main carries have fallen, and now it's cleanup time for the Slashing. Just 2 different teams here, 2 different levels of teams. Last unit alive, Atipo, that's gonna be it. Selfless out in 6th, Not Complain out in 5th.
Yeah, woof. Yeah, Selfless just didn't get the Adorius. He was 3 away, but just Slashings and Umbers in this game. Does 4 Mystic actually compete? I don't know. I don't know.
Selfless doesn't mind. I think 6th place will still put him through into the finals. We shall see later on, though. Now it's time for a PV round here in round number 22.
This is still extremely interesting, though. With Moof getting last, though, that is going to be them probably eliminated here. Not Complain. I'm not 100% sure that 5th place would get them there. So the storyline would still be that Slicks might be the only Hype 1 player in. But Zabrochson is still in this one as well, with 1 more life in the tank. If they can get themselves up into this podium, they were on the bottom half of that middle section, and finding the Ophisto, that is another Invoker in play. Maybe they can hold the line versus these reps.
Ophisto. Yep, these players, they need more placements. They cannot go out. Unhappy is through. He's just playing for fun in here. Everybody else is playing for their lives. Especially Zabrochson here on 9 HP with a corner composition. With the Invokers. We have triple Invokers going up versus the Rogues. Can they hold the line? Can they hold out against this big Rampart Omega that's going to rain down on them? Doing so much damage, taking out all the front line. And the Penguin here is a little bit blocked, but it has extra attack range, and it has finally got its way into the backline. Ophisto didn't get a reset, and that's gonna be it here for Zabrochson. It wasn't enough, but it was so close.
Just wasted that Sinelf Beam and the Ophisto Blast, because the Sinelf Beam just killed nothing. It killed the 2 units as the Ophisto was attacking it. Ophisto didn't get the reset. Just, the interaction there. Brutal. Just brutal. All right, the Rogues have proven dominant in this game. We got Detective Align versus Slooper. Will the Slashing or will the Umber prove to be the leader in this lobby? The thing is, Slooper is level 9. Detective Align is only level 8, and with 28 MP. I don't know that's going to give much. And Slooper can easily go for a dual F. I think Slooper has the ability to scale more And this is kind of Detective Allen's last final build.
We'll see how it goes.
Every one of these units here on both these squads have their purpose. Even shoutouts to that little tier 0 lesser water Valente still on the field here for Slooper to secure 8 water. But is that threshold going to be enough to stop this Penguin? It is extremely low. In fact, the Ranger actually dealt with it themselves. The cast with the Umber as well. And that was a dominant victory coming out here from Slooper.
Wowie.
Yeah.
Wowie. Both players looking really strong, but yeah, Umber seems to be the dominant unit across this day number 3, across these semifinals here in the IPL World Championship. No matter what
I think everyone really learned this restorating impact reactor on Slashin. They're like, oh, that's good. But then they're like, oh, let's put this on Umber, and it's a god.
Yep, because Umber also is very good at last hitting unit and also likes to sustain, scale into the later stages of the fight as it goes up versus the Goliath down here. Goliath no match is gonna get the no cast out, and now we see the final fight already. Slashin versus Umber. Who is gonna be victorious? But Slashin just resets the aggro with every cast and makes it so hard to take it down. And with that, it's gonna be it. Slooper takes game number 4 here in the semifinals. Secures himself, very likely, a slot for the grand finals tomorrow.
That was a 10 win streak too. Slooper killed that. That was a really good, really well played. And he was in the middle of the pack, so he needed that.
Ooh, I can't wait to see the scores. I'm really curious who made it through.
Absolutely. Super did exactly what they needed to do. Best case scenario for them to get into our grand final tomorrow. I too extremely excited to see what our scores end up being here. Who gets to move on? Because especially in that midfield, there is a lot of feisty battles at hand. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Yeah, the only player profiles that are left for us to review are people that are already through. So we're going to save that for tomorrow. And we're going to have a look at those tomorrow. I just realized I promised a trivia and didn't deliver yet. I completely forgot about it. And we're going to do it right here, right now. Just a quick one. We're going to get more tomorrow. Today I have an interesting one. So I'm curious how you guys like this and who is going to take it. Maybe it's going to take too long anyway. Let me see. It's overworld themed.
Oh,
there we go.
Just a reminder.
This is for 1 Illuvium disc. The winner gets 1 disc. Because that's just from me. There is no. We don't have budget for this, but I just wanted to bring back trivia. So the question is, what's the name of this ranger here? This NPC ranger in Sanctum Mesa. The one on the right. The left is my character. One on the right where this white box is, there is usually the name on top of that. So I don't think anyone got that off rip, so we're probably gonna come back to this and let people jump into the overworld and quickly find that guy. And in the meantime, I think our scores are ready.
Not necessarily one of the things people always remember about Illuvium, the NPCs walking through, even though they've been there for as long as I can remember. But you say we have some scores available? Here we go.
Here they are. Take it away, Kevin.
All right, so we've got Unhappy pulling through very nicely. Consistent games. Being able to just take this one. I'm sure he's really happy to finally make it in. Then we got Selfless. Great game in this the first one of this third match. You know, had a little bit of struggle. This one did fine with 90 points. Then we got another 90 points coming from Detective Align, which was great. We had Slooper coming through with the clutch. What he needed to do is get a good win, get a good positioning in this one, and he managed to pull through because he got 3 points in the last match. So he needed to do really well, and he just gapped everyone else that was trying to get in. So we do have the hype bros getting knocked out. Zabroshin not complain, getting knocked out. And then we've got Oxmu and Luke's Guild, who were also unable to make it in. So super tough.
The Prophet,
so we have our top.
Silent. He said it. It could happen, and it did happen. Only Slicks left alive from Hype.
We got 2 Atlas that are leading in second and third. Narkesh, unassigned agents, feel free to reach out to him. Then we have Unhappy from Sura. And we have 1 Ola from Detective Outline, and then 1 from Guild. What a wild breakdown of the guilds. Atlas was, I think they only had like 3 or 4 players, but they actually showed they were the most, good players that they can do. So.
No, that's absolutely incredible. Like, sure, throughout the entire season, I mean, Hype's had the most players. They've had probably the most results overall, and have been the most noticeable, like, online as well. But every tournament can be different here, and it's incredible to see that even though they had the most players here in this top 64, it is only down to Slicks to really turn this around here for them in terms of our grand final. And then with Guild, let's be honest, when they showed up maybe a couple of weeks ago in the first, say, IPL 1000s, it looked like we were going to have a bit of a teamfight tactics invasion where they would come on through, and the professionals would come on through here with Slooper, with the Guild, and start to dominate. There was maybe 2-3 weeks where it looked like that was going to be the case. But these last couple of events, I was not convinced. Going into this grand final, I was not convinced. None of them looked that outstanding until right now. They capitalized in a beautiful scenario. Slooper and Selfless both getting in here. And of course, Ola, long-standing guild here as well. Detective Valet going to be showing us how it's done here tomorrow. And last but not least, they're always kind of under the radar, but you cannot sleep on them. The Atlas squad there with Fox Spirit and Fancy Pants, not only making the grand finals, but being on the podium at the same time here in our semifinals. So lots of different teams here. Narkesh, like you mentioned, the only individual unsigned member here in this grand final, which is interesting to see as well. But there's just so much going into this grand final that I cannot wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow is going to be huge. The 8 best players in Illuvium are going to ditch it out on the battlefield, on the battle board, in a 20 points checkmate. It's going to be crazy.
By the way, I think we got some winners for the quiz potentially. I don't know if you're tracking that.
It is Dekar. Who was the first one? The player like Slicks, you cannot win, by the way. You're winning enough.
I was going to say.
Leave some for the viewers.
Slicks got it, which meant... Yeah, and Zico Prico called it out, I think, right here, right now. In case Slicks can't participate, he calls it out. It's Dekar. So, at least on my screen anyway, Zico Perico got that.
Yeah. GG, Zico Perico, that's a disc for you. You can say thank you to Slicks later on. Did you know that off-rip Slicks?
I know. I don't know. I don't understand how he knew it. He doesn't. I don't think he plays Overworld, or is he actually secretly grinding Overworld all the time, or maybe not even secretly. I haven't checked his stream in a long time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not bad. First here in the semifinals, and also first in the trivia. GG's everyone. So we don't have any more interviews coming up because the winners of these last 2 matches are going to be in the finals tomorrow. So we're going to likely have them on tomorrow. And also the ones who got knocked out already left and are now contemplating life in fetus position in the shower. So no, a big shout out to everyone who was in the top 16. Big shout out to everyone who was in the 64. This is no easy feat. And yeah, those 4 players, of course, it will feel very bad being knocked out right now, being robbed of the grand finals. But hey, for most other players, this was a huge success, this was a huge success for you, and I hope you can see it soon. There's definitely a lot of money on the line, and you have also taken a big chunk out of the prize pool today.
Should we place bets? I think we all need to make new bets because Sota got knocked out. We don't have anyone in here that we have prophesized. None of us can claim prophet status this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also curious if we want to look at the IPL points and IPL rank compared to the top 8 who've actually made it through. Like, I'm specifically just looking at Unhappy Sura with only 30 IPL points. He made it into the grand finals. That is wild. Congratulations. That's got to feel really, really good.
Unhappy big
Absolutely, like
underdog. Yep.
A lot of these players, they didn't get to go every single weekend, or they didn't necessarily perform to the top one every single weekend, but every once in a while they'd have that standout performance, and it was definitely enough to get them into the IPL World Championships here. But yeah, you can see the difference maker between some of these, with Unhappy 100% being the biggest outlier in regards to an upset from regular season to what we're seeing now.
Mm-hmm. And then I also want to point out Detective Alan and Slooper. They just had an impressive day today that got them in. They were both at the bottom. They pushed super hard, getting 26 and 25 points respectively, squeezing in and making it into the top 8. That's got to feel really good because they didn't feel too hot coming in here either. So that's major. Yeah.
7, 7, 3, 8 points and 7, 8, 7. Like 3 out of the 4 games they were first or second. They came prepared. Good on them. Yeah, it's going to be insane tomorrow. It's really cool. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to have more player interviews. Of course, way more games. This was just a warm-up for tomorrow. Today, the players will take their deserved rest. This was also today a little bit of a shorter semi-finals because those players have sometimes bad time zones, right? We want to give every player the same opportunity to prepare for the grand finals tomorrow, which they will not and now have. We're going to be back again tomorrow with the grand finals with 150,000 bucks online. Let's have a little quick last look on the prize money and also see what our top 16 earned today, and then we're going to be out of here. Big shout out to the back end, by the way. Quantz, Erika, Tholki, our absolute amazing IPL team in the back carrying us. Big shout out to us here on the caster's desk. I will get a little bit more sentimental tomorrow, but I already want to say I'm so proud of the IPL team delivering a high quality professional 4-month-long weekend to weekend back-to-back professional esports scene. And yeah, it's really cool. I'm really impressed and really proud of the work the IPL has done, all the players have done, everybody that has supported Illuvium. This has been a team effort and a long time coming, I think.
Absolutely. Definitely extremely happy to be a part of this.
It's been really fun. I was thinking of like how I was going to introduce today or tomorrow, just saying like this was a really cool experience. And I'm just happy to be a part of it. Illuvium's first season. Hopefully there'll be many more to come after this.
Yes, sir. So yeah, quick shout out to the people that got knocked out today in the first round. They still take home 1,500 bucks. Now 9th to 12th position that got knocked out in the last round still take home 2,200 bucks. And tomorrow it's all in for the total of 150,000. The first place gets 50k. Last place gets 3k, and everything in between will also be happy. It's the price, big price day, and yeah, you see it right here. 20 checkpoints, finals tomorrow, and yeah.
Can you go back to the money real quick? Like just think about that gap. That is 3,000 to 50k. The same 6 to 8, 9 games or whatever, and you could potentially earn 3k or 50k. That's gotta feel crazy. Every single my sweats would my palms are sweating just thinking about like being in that. Like that is going to be the most stressful game. Like whew.
Yep. And as we all know, Illuvium does utilize blockchain technology, and one of the biggest things in Web3 is 2x, 3x, or whatever. 8th place compared to first place is more than 10x your prize money. Just to put that in perspective for some of you teachers out there. It's like 15x. I don't have the exact math, but yeah. Insane. All right. And with that and some sweaty hands ready for tomorrow, we're gonna get on out of here. Prepare ourselves for tomorrow as well. I hope to see you all back there for a bunch of amazing, exciting, sweaty games tomorrow in the grand finals. And that's it. That's all. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Adios. Goodbye.
your boss first later on. Get to level 9 and just kind of skip the scorpion. Eventually, you can pick it up probably naturally. You don't have to roll for it, or while you're rolling the boss first. Anyway, so it can potentially work out. I would be like, sure,
it lasts, the bigger those units will get. We have the big laser coming in from the dual only hitting the Goliath. No problem there. Phosphorus dealing a lot of damage. Everyone is on the dog. And the dog goes into the shadows. Doesn't mind it. Goes into the shadows again. Phosphorus already down to 30% HP and falling. And it is down in the end. Triple Steam. The dog wins selfless. It's game number 1 here in the last chance of the seems like a dominating win here for Slash, and as we're used to, Maru holds on with 1 HP though, and Selfless and Sloop are at 6.
Wait, he still needs 5 more. Actually, it's
just found another stab in. Both rows have 2 stabs.
Slooper is level 9. Detective Allen is only level 8. But with 28 MP, I don't know that's going to give much. And Slooper can easily go for a dual F. I think Slooper has the ability to scale more. This is kind of Detective Allen's last final build.
Let's see how it goes.
Everyone focus here on focus squads have their purpose. Even shoutouts to that little Tears here. Lesser Water Valente still on the field here for Slooper to secure 8 water. But is that threshold going to be enough to stop this Penguin? It is extremely low. In fact, the Ranger actually dealt with it themselves to cast with the Umber as well. And that was a dominant victory coming out here from Slooper.
Wowie.
100% well at the bottom. It's 7. No, he's down to 3. 3 MP.
Say does the big box is doing the Templar style with air once again. But oddly enough, because Maru might have the fire weapon, but is focusing so heavily onto a lot of these aeromobiles, it's seeming a little problematic for them. Not even the plan we're looking for. This fight now here in Selfless, can they continue their win streak? So far, so good. Again, just trying to get the elimination on that Penguin. It is going to end up falling. The Arctics actually does finish it off. Selfless win streak in threat, but at the same time, so many Illuvials here for Slooper have fallen. It's the big tank up against the little pterodactyl to the skies. Can it burst this thing somehow? Very, very close. One more vine cast coming out from the Gnarl is not going to come out in time. It's actually going to be Slooper barely by 5% on that ramp fee going to get the job done. Having this extra Jagger buff as well coming out here from the side of Moon is pretty impressive. I'm seeing the damage healing, the extra support added along with it, but it helps when taking down little targets with low health pools. This is the exact opposite. We've got Aegis, this entire buffed up Ridley. It's got the forwards, it's also loaded up on augments as well, looking to just juice up their attack speed and go absolutely bonkers. There goes the Kookaloo's, there goes the Jotko as well in this green squad. This squad here from Ola, Detective Alan A. This is absolutely brutal. The health bars might be too big, you might be tanky, but they're tankier, and they've got the damage to back this up. Doesn't matter if you're going up against the tanks, the followers, the rip blades, you shall be eaten down. Ooh, thankfully, they have a lot of health still left here, because they need to go to the dry board extremely quickly. Well, we have our top 2. We're going to be heads up with Narkesh and Slooper.
Right, Slooper. Slooper coming with the behemoths, with the Scoriox. He's got an Octius. Can he find a way to take down the dog? Like at this point, you backline your behemoths right onto the dog, right? I guess he can back in the front has to be just stun lock it as best as possibly can. And then once you stun lock it, then the Scoriox can turn on it and blow it up too. Yeah. Oh no, the Octius is out in the open. Oh no.
I really like the positioning here. It looks great. Nothing gets into the backline. Scoriox stays safe. There comes the laser though, dealing a decent amount of damage, but here falls Zinov. Zinov dead. Seer is spinning in the middle of everything, but yep, the Umber does what the Umber does, and it one-shots everything. That was a fast one. Narcash is gonna take game number 2 here. Slooper is out in second. Unit across this day number 3, across this semifinals here in the IPL World Championship. No matter what
I think everyone really learned this frustrating impact reactor on Slasher. They're like, well, that's good. But then they're like, oh, let's put this on Umber, and it's like gone.
Yep, because Umber also is very good at last hitting units and also likes to sustain scaling to the later stages of the fight. As it goes up versus the Goliath down here. Goliath no match. It's gonna get the no cast out, and now we see the final fight already. Slasher versus Umber.